Kim Chasson, and we are remembering the late Ronnie Chasson, former offensive coordinator at East Ascension High School.
Welcome to the REV Game of the Week. I'm Jeff Porsche, and we are at East Ascension Spartan Stadium for tonight's game between Alexandria and East Ascension. And we are going through senior night and the shirt off my back, so we're going to go straight to the public address now.
And has given the shirt off his back to Coach Caleb Ricca. Our next senior, number 13, Traven Richardson. He is joined tonight by his family, Bridget Ducote and Lester Richardson. He has given the shirt off his back to Miss Katie Guthrie. Our next senior, number 23, Joseph Hobdy. He is joined tonight by his mother, Jasmine Williams, and his father, Devin Hobdy, and stepdad, Walter Bassett. He has given the shirt off his back to Miss Carrie Minge. Number 24, Tanner Stanga, is joined tonight by his parents, Angela Stanga and Conrad Stanga. And he is chosen to give the shirt off his back to his mother, Angela Stanga, who is also a teacher. Number 26, Jordan Wattis. Jordan is joined tonight by Daisy Williams and Shelton Williams. He's given his shirt off his back to Miss Nikki Root. Our next senior, number 30, Camden Womack. Camden is joined tonight by Megan and Daniel Womack. Camden has given the shirt off his back to Miss Erin Desitel. Our next senior, number 31, Derek Munson Jr. He is joined tonight by Nina Julian and Derek Munson Sr. Derek has given the shirt off his back to Miss Elnora Gunter. Next senior, number 33, Timothy Talbert Jr. He is joined tonight by his mother, Victoria Martin, and he has chosen to give the shirt off his back to Miss Angela Bell. Number 34, Shaquan Isom. He's joined tonight by Miss Shaquita Burton and Mr. Kendrick Burton. And the teacher he's chosen to give the shirt off his back to is Miss Heidi Tejada. Number 35, Taj Wallace. Taj is joined tonight by Rhonda and Kenneth Wallace. And he's chosen to give the shirt off his back to Miss Blakely Buto. Our next senior, number 40, Gavin Clayton. Gavin is joined tonight by his mother, Gabrielle Clayton, and his uncle, Gregory Clayton Sr. And he's given the shirt off his back to Miss Rennie Diaz. Next senior, number 45, Francisco Ramirez. He is joined tonight by his mother, Maria Martinez, and his father, Francisco Ramirez. He's chosen to give the shirt off his back to Mr. Michael Zanko. Next up, number 50, Nathan Allen III. He's joined tonight by his mother, Kenyatta Allen, and his father, Nathan Allen Jr. He's given the shirt off his back to Miss Bailey Ramey. Number 53, Kaylin Gant. Kaylin is joined tonight by his mother, Candace Gant, and his father, Lauren Gant. He's given the shirt off his back to Miss Katie Maynard. Number 57, Anthony Como. He is joined tonight by his mother, Amanda Stowell, and father, Terry Piku. Anthony's given the shirt off his back to Miss Alexis Mistro. Number 59, Derez Queen. He's joined tonight by his mother, Lamisha Queen, and his father, Ed Queen III. Derez has given the shirt off his back to Miss Hope Trigg. Our next senior, number 62, Kelvin Gray. He's joined tonight by his mother, Brandy Gray, and his father, Kelvin Gray Sr. He's chosen to give the shirt off his back to Coach Robbie Martin. Our next senior, number 68, Adam Wiggins Jr. He is joined tonight by his mother, Inez Wiggins, and his father, Adam Wiggins Sr. He has given that shirt off his back to Miss Felicia Levy. Our next senior, number 70, Kylan Harden. He is joined tonight by his mother, Tia Harden, and his father, Elliot Harden. He's given the shirt off his back to Miss Monica Caluette. Next senior, number 75, Colin Netter. He is joined tonight by his mother, Lenari Netter, his father, Ewell Netter, and his stepmom, Kamisha Netter. He's given that shirt off his back to Dr. Valerie Como. Our next senior, number 81, Devon Lomas. Joined tonight by his mother, Kirsten Leonard, and he's chosen to give the shirt off his back to Miss Zoe Foles. Our next senior, number 85, Javen Muse. He's joined tonight by his mother, Miss Shawanda Butler, and his stepdad, Montel Harris. He's given the shirt off his back to Miss Brinsley Nunez. Our next senior, number 88, Kennison Winsey. He's joined tonight by his mother, Miss Selena Winsey, and he's given that shirt off his back to Miss Michelle Russo. Our next senior, number 90, Kendall Johnson. Kendall's joined tonight by his mother, Miss LaShondra Johnson, and his father, Kendall Johnson. And he's chosen to give the shirt off his back to Miss Dawn Johnson. And number 99, Aiden Joseph. Aiden is joined tonight with his mother, Miss Thessalonia Dunbar, his father, Sidney Joseph, and his stepmother, Nikki Joseph. Aiden has given the shirt off his back to athletic trainer, Miss Kaylee Vargas Thompson. Next up, our senior athletic trainers, Miss Lydia Balfonts. Lydia is joined tonight by her mother and father, Miss Carrie and Mr. Johnny Balfonts. Lydia is chosen to give the shirt off her back to athletic trainer, Miss Carly Vargas Thompson. Next senior trainer, Kimberlyn Donaldson. Kimberlyn is joined tonight with her mother, Mikeland Donaldson, and her father, Scott Donaldson. She's given the shirt off her back to Miss Angela Stanga. Our next senior trainer, Elijah Reed. He's joined tonight by his parents, Nicole and Marvin Reed, and he's given the shirt off his back to athletic trainer, Renee Ponce. We'd also like to recognize our senior cheerleaders. First up, Alea Brown. She's joined tonight on the field with her parents, Monique Brown and Shedrick Parker. Our next senior cheerleader, Miss Tyler McLaughlin. She is joined tonight by some family members, Miss Tanya Castle-Faison, her father, David McLaughlin, Miss Shalacy McLaughlin, and Mr. Robert Faison. Last but certainly not least, one more senior cheerleader, Miss Olivia Ronsonet. She's joined tonight by her parents, Amy and Joe Ronsonet. At this time, we just give a huge round of applause to all of these seniors and their parents. Congratulations, guys. Enjoy your night.
So that is the presentation of the seniors on the East Ascension football and support staff, as well as the shirt off my back. And we are going to take a break. And when we come back, I'll be joined by Patrick Email, and we'll go through the rest of the pregame activities. You are watching the REV Game of the Week.
REV Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore, all to connect your business with the world. REV is about big business technology with small business personal service.
For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
The best way to recruit for at-home tailgating is Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, briskets, steak, and boudin. All of the 5 stars are at Chris's Specialty Foods. Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
We just moved, so there's millions of
dahlias in bloom, over 9 acres. When we started, we grew 1/4 of an acre.
Now I'm taking on new projects on the regular.
We always dreamed of having this property, so
I want to make my yard look as beautiful as
largemouth bass.
Yep.
We've got tons of them, don't we, buddy?
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours?
Come see us at Ascension Equipment for John Deere sales and service. Save more today and mow tomorrow.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Welcome to the REV Game of the Week. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email with you tonight at Spartan Stadium in Gonzales, home of the East Ascension Spartans. Tonight's game, the Alexandria Senior High Trojans against the East Ascension Spartans. You see the two teams there, their logos, 1 and 2 Alexandria Senior High against the 0 and 3 Spartans. The Ascension Parish version of the Iliad. Trojans and Spartans tonight as we get ready for the broadcast, and you see the band getting ready to take the field. While we got a second, Patrick, why don't we talk about the coaches and the records in their careers and some other things that we've gathered up.
Wait, I got you. Coach Bachman, in his ninth year, 48-33, 71-54 overall. There we go. Donnell Lee. Jeff, that record is kind of, I don't want to say deceiving, but Lee does not make his 10-game schedule trying to add to the W column.
Nope, he's preparing his team.
He's preparing his team, and that's a really different approach because it may be better than the SEC West that East Ascension has played this year with the likes of Zachary, West Monroe, Destrehan, and now Ash tonight. So kudos to him to be able to keep his kids at 0 and 3, to be motivated for practice, getting better every week, and understand the big picture is week 15, not week 4.
Right. And you see Alexandria Senior High, they made the playoffs last year, lost to Byrd 49-10. EA lost to Neville in the second round in the regionals 31-9. The results last week, Destrehan trailed at the half. East Ascension had a 7-0 lead at halftime. Destrehan came back. Ash had a big win against Natchitoches Central. Overall, they've only met in 2022 last season, and it was a close game over at Ash, and they won 40-28.
East Ascension, they fell behind 13-0 against West Monroe and climbed back in it. Last week they down 7-0 to Destrehan and fall. So Donnell's probably preaching, let's put 4 quarters together. Let's put 4 quarters together and then look at the scoreboard and see what happens. I'm looking forward to a good football game tonight, Coach.
Right, and it's 2 weeks before the beginning of district play, 5-5A. And when you look at the schedule, and you talked about how he always schedules a tough non-district schedule, Week 4, you talked about three of the top 10 teams in the state already, and then you have Alexandria Senior High. They've been to the Dome 3 years ago, and so they have a great team. And then next week they're going to go to De La Salle in New Orleans, and they have a great team, not on the same classification as East Ascension, but they're always a good team, and they've been very competitive over the last few years. But the goal is not to win games. It's to get ready for district play and then get ready for postseason play. And so that's Darnell Lee's mission out there.
Yeah, well, while district you want to win it, it's not what it used to be. It's all about power points, but you're going to get a ton of them from Zachary. You're going to get a ton of them from Destrehan. West Monroe, you're probably going to get 8 or 9 even when you lose, sometimes 10 if you lose to their schedule. Thomas Bachman, the head coach at Alexandria, Jeff, he's got some quotes about him that he says, I want our players to remember what we're about. Our motto is love each other, be there for each other, pray for each other. It is important to focus on modeling the behavior we want to see in our players. And Bachman played at Evangel Christian, so it's not surprising that that's the kind of focus he has in his program.
You see them taking the field. Their traditional colors are purple and gold, but tonight they're wearing the white jerseys with the black numbers, so not a lot of purple and gold in their uniform tonight. And you're going to see East Ascension. You can see them if you peek back behind the little tunnel. You can see they're wearing the white pants with the blue helmets and the blue jerseys with the yellow numbers, and that's more of their traditional look. And so the classic East Ascension look as they head out, and here come the Spartans.
Senior night tonight, Jeff. They were shirt off your back, recognizing teachers that made an impact, as well as the seniors, and quite a few members between the football team and the trainers get recognized tonight.
Maybe a little slick out there tonight. About 5:30 there was a shower, and they went off and on for about 20 minutes, but a pretty solid downfall. Nothing torrential or anything like that, but it's cooled things off out here. It's 80 degrees. We're hoping for some fall football weather in the next couple of weeks. Not quite here yet, but it's still it's gradually getting better. As I believe we're about to take it to the field for East Ascension, as the band will do the moment of silence and then the colors and the national anthem.
By the East Ascension High School Naval Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. Color Guard members include National Flag Cadet Mia Roussel, State Flag Cadet Yikak Escalante, Right Rifleman Cadet Joseph Stutzman, Left Rifleman Cadet Miles Bates.
So great job by Charles Lee and the East Ascension band as you see the national anthem, and they are now heading off the field. And we want to bring up a couple of things about the band. Tonight will be senior night for the band, and the band will perform at halftime. And then later on during halftime, I will conduct an interview with the assistant band director at East Ascension High School, David Gambino, and we're going to talk about what's happening with the band and the upcoming festivals and some of the things that are going on with the East Ascension Spartan Band. So we have that to look forward to at halftime. We are getting ready to get to
number 30,
the captains heading to midfield, followed by the coin toss. And so we'll get to that right now. And while we do that, why don't we talk about District 5A? As you see, East Ascension at the bottom of the rankings right now are the standings, but that's misleading because we've already talked about the strength of schedule. They have played by far the toughest non-district schedule in 5A. And so that really doesn't tell you that much. Dutchtown and Santamah are leading the district with 3-0 records, and then sandwiched in between all those schools are the Livingston Parish schools.
I think if you poll the coaches in the district, EA would not be the last one as far as, maybe it would be the last one I would like to play because they probably should be at the top of the district.
And East Ascension will be kicking off to start this game. And so Alexandria will receive the opening kickoff. And so we will begin right now by introducing the Alexandria Senior High offensive starters. And they're going to be led by senior quarterback number 7, Ty Feaster. And the running back, there we go, J.T. Lindsay. Receivers, Amarion Mingo, Darius Washington, and Jalen Johnson. Tight end, number 84, Grayson Thibodeau. Offensive line, number 54, Caleb Paul. Number 56, Brett Bain. 57, Hunter Rivette. 70, Cameron Calderon. And number 72, Jacoby Morris. And we're going to let Patrick Email give you the defensive starters after the opening kick, which will be coming up in just a moment.
Kicking for the Spartans.
We got Thibodeau, the tight end, and we got Boudreaux, Lau giving us information. Appreciate him. No Boudreaux Thibodeau jokes tonight, Jeff.
Absolutely not. Let's look and see who's back deep to receive. E.J. Scott, senior wide receiver, number 4 for Alexandria, and J.T. Lindsay, junior running back. We talked about him in the starting lineup. He's their starting running back. He's wearing number 6. He's on the right side to receive the kick. And so we are just about ready to begin. Ramirez will kick off for East Ascension. He is a senior kicker. They'd make that number 49. That's Preston Baker, excuse me. It's a short kick. It's going to go to an up back, number 30. And he's got some room outside. Make that number 2. Yes, he's at the 30. That's where he received it. And he's going to get to the 40. So a good return by Jimmy Duncan. And now we're going to give it to Patrick Email, who will give you the East Ascension defensive
return up to the Alexander 40-yard
defensive end, Joseph Hobdy, Nathan Allen.
East Ascension number 22.
Lyman Aiden Joseph. Left defensive end, Camden Womack, Zachary Jupiter, Shaquan Isom. In the secondary, Brennan Thompson, Bryce Harkless, Deron McZeal, Lamar Bolden, and Tanner Stanga.
And on first down, you see the pitch out, and it's a nice run and good yardage on first down by J.T. Lindsay. 5 yards, maybe a little bit more than that.
On the tackle for the Spartans. Number 12,
they do a good job tossing it. They get a hat on the hat. You'll take 8 yards, 7 yards on first down on a running play.
And they're about to get 15 more because after the play, an unsportsmanlike penalty against East Ascension.
Jeff, I didn't see it. I wanted to talk about that kickoff, though. East Ascension sky kicked it. Got to give the returner credit
Flag on the
for
play,
willing to
yeah,
accept that sky
15-yard
kick
penalty
and gain
against the Spartans.
7-8 yards.
Put Alexandria.
He did a good job of cutting into the outside. If he could have turned the corner, he could have gotten a lot more. But a good job defending by the special teams for East Ascension. Now Ash has it at the 37 of East Ascension, and there's JT Lindsay up the middle.
Lindsay on the
gets
carry.
good yardage again on first down, so it'll
Tackled by
be
East
second
Ascension
down
for
and
34,
about medium.
Shaquan Isom.
I think they're going to give him 5 on that one, Coach.
Pick up a 6 on the play.
PA gave him 6, Jeff.
It's close. And a quick pass. No, he's going to roll out. That was covered. Now he's going to be sacked. And you see number 46 as the quarterback loses his helmet. That's Zachary Jupiter along with number 34, Shaquan Isom. So the linebacker is doing a great job as good coverage by the secondary, and then the linebackers clean up with the sack.
Well, they got East Ascension got the sack. I think there was some miscommunication on Ash's part. The receivers, I don't even think were ready for a quick snap and catch, throw and catch.
It's going to be a 5-yard sack. It's 3rd and 10, and he's looking right, and he hops it to his intended receiver, incomplete. And so you get a first down on the unsportsmanlike penalty, but now you have a 4th down at the 37-yard line. The intended receiver was number 4, E.J. Scott, and they're going to go for it very quickly. Shotgun looking left this time, and it's up for grabs and caught at the 29, and that's going to be short. That's Tanner Stanga and Deron McZeal keep the receiver, Darius Washington, short of a first down. Let's see how they did right there. Also number 3, Brennan Thompson.
Spartans take over down.
That's a great job. You know, as DBs, you know it's 4th and 10. They're going for it, so you kind of just sit at the sticks, Jeff, and that's what Stanger did. And you got to be a sure tackler, because if he gets away, it'll be a first down, maybe more.
So a defensive stop by the Spartans, and it's 1st and 10 as they are headed out by quarterback Hudson Browning. Will give you the offensive starters after this play. As you see the handoff up the middle for a short gain of about 2 yards. Let's look at the offensive starters now for East Ascension. Browning at quarterback. In the backfield, you're going to have Taj Washington, Caleb Davis. And you're also going to see Aaron Williams out there. Then at receiver, Ja'Cory Mitchell, Jackson Chasson, Lathan Dumas. Offensive line, Colin Netter, Kendrell Green, Derez Queen, Aiden Joseph, and Bryson Martinez. After this play, we'll get the defensive starters for Ash.
And obviously the big name is the Martinez kid playing tackle.
Yes, literally the big guy. Rolls out to his right, looking for the home run ball, and it is nearly intercepted, a little bit overthrown as he was looking for Chasson. And now we'll get to the Alexandria defensive starters.
8, Jackson Chasson, ball's incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 7 for Spartans.
All right, Aiden Walker at defensive end. Jeremiah Jeffers right at defensive tackle. Jordan Mason at defensive tackle. Xavier White at the other defensive end. In the 4-3 to linebackers, Jalen Kirk, Omarion Ford, Tristan Layfield. In the corners, Jaden Lewis, Rylell Hall. In the safeties, Jaquarian Frazier, Jason Blackwell. Also getting in there is Carrick Gaines.
And so it's 3rd and 7 from the 31, and a quick pass. Caught! First down. As a nice catch. Had to go up in the air for that one. Caught by Ja'Cory Mitchell. First down for the Spartans.
Threw it in the triangle, Jeff. That was 4 guys, but he got rid of it before those guys could turn around.
Found a little soft spot right there. You see number 5 making the tackle, Marion Ford. And it's first down at the 44-yard line. So both teams have a first down on their opening drives. And there is a handoff to Washington. And that's going to be a short game.
Number 5, Washington on the
Taj
carry.
Washington,
Stop for loss of 1.
leading rusher on the season for the
Tackle
Spartans.
was made by number 17, Cortez Simon.
But on that play, he stopped for a 1-yard loss. That's where the ball is going to be spotted. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 11. As you see the Spartans in blue and the Trojans in white here tonight with 8:59 left to go in the first quarter. Man in motion. And there's a handoff, cuts outside, close to a first down. Depends on the spot.
Thompson on the carry.
As that's Brennan Thompson coming in from
Picks up enough
defense.
for a first down.
And it is enough for a first down for the Spartans.
Up to the 46-yard line of the Trojans. First down, Spartans.
You got a limited package when a defensive guy plays offense.
And he gets the ball again, and he's going to get about 2, maybe
Thompson
3.
again on the carry.
And Thompson, he's got 1 carry on the season for 2 yards, so he's doubled his carry total this season.
And he had 2 yards.
Yeah.
So
he had the first down run earlier.
Yeah, so he got about 12 on 2 carries. So
good job. The double threat. Browning takes the snap, and he's going to keep it on the option keeper and gets another first down on the left seam. And it's a first down for the Spartans.
good job on the fake, Jeff, because I was fooled.
So was I.
29-yard line, 1st and 10.
They pulled the left guard right, and they went the other way. And I, as a linebacker back in the day, I would have followed that guard. And the offenses today, if guard pulls away from you, pulls across the center, you got to stay home a little bit and make sure that nothing's coming back.
First down at the 29. Washington hits the ground after about a 3-yard gain. It looked like something may have been off there. It looked like he may have slipped or tripped after the handoff. Maybe we can see it on the replay here if we got one.
2nd and 9 for the Spartans.
Nice drive, Jeff, to start the game for East Ascension. Flipping the field, if nothing else. Got a pretty good kicker, getting close to field goal range.
2nd and 8. Shotgun. Browning in trouble now, is going to keep it and be dropped. Hit hard by number 46
Browning
for Alexandria. That's Xavier White.
Sophomore defensive lineman.
And he stood him up and took him to the ground. Hard tackle right there.
3rd and 13 for the Spartans.
That's one of the things about Alexandria. There's similarities out here, as both teams are very athletic. Both teams have great athletes playing all over the field, and so you're going to see a lot of spectacular plays, a lot of hard hitting, and it should be a fun game to watch here tonight as it's now 3rd and 13.
Trick play, touchdown.
It's a trick play. He's open, but it's thrown behind him, and he gets through his hands. Chasson was able to throw it.
Chasson's pass intended for Ja'Cory Mitchell. Ball's incomplete.
If that ball wasn't thrown behind him, Mitchell had to correct himself. He was looking for the post route, and it went outside, and so he had to turn around and kind of lost his bearings right there. And so the trick play pass from Chasson falls incomplete. Nearly 6 for East Ascension, and it's 4th and 13.
You and I have talked about it in previous games. You know, when you run a trick play, you got so many bullets in your gun that you want to be able to score, and that was an opportunity right there for East Ascension to put 7 on the board early.
And now 4th and 13, and they're going to the end zone again on the post, and incomplete. Overthrown, trying to get to Ja'Cory Mitchell. Good coverage in the secondary by Ash, and so they'll turn it over on downs.
A little bit of a shove, and I don't know if you'll see it, but right here, 21 kind of shoved him, got away with it.
Yeah, and that was Jaquarian Frazier, sophomore DB for Alexandria. So both teams tried to convert on 4th down. Neither team has been successful. So on the opening drive of the night, Ash turned it over on downs, and now East Ascension will turn it over on downs with 6:08 left to go in the first. No score.
Got 3 sophomores that's going to see action. Unusual in 5A football sometimes.
Yep. That pass caught nearly hit the turf, had his knee on the turf. And now we're going to have a hydration break as we look at it right here in the pass. Looked like his knee was on the ground at about the 31-yard line, but they're going to say he advanced it for a 7-yard gain.
I thought it skipped, Jeff, but then I thought maybe it was a lateral, but neither happened.
And so while we are on our hydration break, we're going to go right here to the non-district schedule for 5A for tonight. As you see, 2 games on Rev. Opelousas at Sanoma, as Jimmy and Swack are out there covering that game. We have Ash and East Ascension. Dutchtown with the open week, and then you have Franklinton at Denham Springs. Live Oak has an open week, and then Kentwood plays at Walker.
That's Sanoma's homecoming tonight?
No, that's next week.
Next week.
I'll be out there with Coach Swack covering that one. That's going to be against Jefferson Rise. We're going to talk about that later on tonight. Gain of 7. 2nd and 3. Handoff short of a first down, most likely. Looks like the far side line judge is going to put him at the 41. Needs to get to the 42.
Shaquan Isom. Camden Womack.
So you see a good replay right there. And a good job by number 34, Shaquan Isom. And just a quick,
picks up a first
quick
down
run right up the
Trojans.
middle. These guys don't slow down as the chain gang is trying to catch up with them. And on first down, another run up the middle for a decent gain of about 3 or 4. And so it's going to be 2nd and 6.
JT Lindsay.
Zachary Jupiter.
I'd like to see size. And
he's a big guy.
Correction.
He's got good size.
He looks to be about 6'2".
Yeah, he's the same size as the quarterback, maybe a little bigger in weight. As a quick pass is thrown and complete
Catch is made by
to number 4. That's E.J. Scott. It's 3rd and 2.
Lindsay's only a junior, Jeff. He'll probably get offers if he hasn't gotten them already.
Yep. And that's going to be enough for a first down as Lindsay takes it.
JT Lindsay on the carry
and
again.
you see that nice block downfield.
Pick up enough for the first down. First down for the Trojans on Spartan 40-yard line.
They're just no huddle, quick, and we're ready for more plays as the handoff up the middle. And so I guess you don't have time to call your defense, set your defense, make substitutions. They're just going with the quick no huddle offense right now. It's 2nd down and 3.
Yeah.
2nd and 3 handoff, and a flag comes down as Isom drags down the ball carrier.
Well, the referee needed a break and slow it down, Jeff.
Yep. As you get the holding penalty.
Johnson on the carry, flag on the play.
And so Ash will be pushed back, so first down will not count.
It was on the back side of that run. As T.J. Lindsay, who had checked out, and now checking back in.
So yeah, you see it's more toward the middle of the offensive line.
Holding call on the
really didn't need to be didn't need to hold because that's not where the ball was going. It's gonna be a 10-yard penalty, 2nd and 13, and East Ascension will give 5 of it back as they jump off sides, and that had to be a hard count right there because 3 Spartans jumped.
I'll take a closer look and see if Alexandria is flip-flopping their lineman, because I thought that was on 72.
May have been Morris.
And it may have been from him blocking down that ended up on kind of somewhat on the other side.
And on 2nd down, handoff. It's going to be about 5 yards shy of a first down, as that's JT Lindsay. He's going to need a breather soon because he's carrying the load here tonight. It's 3rd down, quick no huddle offense.
Number 46.
As you see the replay, and we are back ready for action in the shotgun, and now they're going to slow it down. They're going to turn to the sidelines.
I thought EA was going to give them another 5 yards.
And now looking right, and the go route, and it's jumped by the DB. It's going to go incomplete, and that was
Ty Fisher's
McZeal
pass was
on the
intended for
coverage.
number 4.
The quarterback
EJ
looked like he
Scott.
slipped maybe. Because he threw it and ended up on a knee.
McZeal
And
on the
that ball was, he wanted it on the outside toward the pylon. And that ball was closer to the hash mark.
Yeah, I agree. It's 4th and 5, and Ash is going to go for it. As EA shows blitz, drops back. You don't want to get tricked on the hard count right here because that would give them a first down. Clock stopped, 3:19 left to go, no score. And looking to his right, wide open and dropped. As number 1, Jalen Johnson, may have had a route to the end zone
for number 1
if he catches
Jalen
that ball.
Johnson.
So EA dodges
Ball
a
to the
bullet.
turf. Spartans take over on downs. On the 35-yard line. First down for the
McZeal
Spartans.
may have been coming in at a safety spot to close in on him, but if he can get past him, he was going into the end zone, but could not catch it. It was thrown right on him right there, right at the numbers.
Yeah. Almost 9 minutes into this game, and Coach Bachman's probably over there thinking, man, we left 14 points on the board already. Great field position. First drive, a little assistance from a penalty. Had the ball inside the 40 twice. Got nothing to show for it.
Both teams have moved the ball very well, but no punts, all turnovers on downs. As a quick pass complete to about the 38.
Browning's pass
That's
complete to
Ja'Cory Mitchell, veteran receiver for the
Number
Spartans.
16,
So we have a
Jay
whistle.
Lewis on the tackle.
And we have a substitution coming in for East
Pick up
Ascension.
of about 4.
It's a helmet that was lost.
2nd and 6 for the Spartans.
So number 17's got to step out for play for Ash. That's Cartez Simon, DB.
And number 16, I think Jaden Lewis was the first guy to the ball carrier.
Clock running, 2:52, 2:51. No punts and no points. Odd combination. Second down, handoff, Washington tries to move the pile, maybe gets 2. It's going to be 3rd and 4. Taj Washington, he's got 180 yards on the season. He's the leading rusher by 70 yards for the Spartans so far.
Wasn't there a Kendall Washington that played running back for
Yes.
East Ascension last year?
A couple of years ago, I believe.
They're
Yeah.
built similar.
They are. I think they both wore number 5.
East Ascension's defense is, we want a first down right now.
Yeah, they need a breather because they're facing that no-huddle offense once Ash gets on the field. Shotgun. Pass. Caught. First down. Chasson right at midfield. Tell you what.
Browning's pass.
That's a nice pass right there by Hudson Browning.
He had to get it up and over that linebacker, Jeff. You can see the linebacker. He jumped right there and just misses it.
We saw Browning in the Jamboree game. That's the only time we've seen East Ascension when they played at Dutchtown for the Jamboree. And that was his first game. He's a sophomore, so he's still learning the position, and he looks a lot better, a lot more poised in the pocket than he did in that opening game.
Yeah, well, they didn't throw it a ton against. They were running right between the guard and tackles.
Yep. And there's Brennan Thompson again, and he waits patiently for
Brennan Thompson on
a
the
chance to
carry.
get back to the line of scrimmage as we are approaching
Tackles
1
made.
minute left to go. And like you said, the defense has got to be happy about that because they get another minute or two plus perhaps the end of the first quarter
made
break.
by number 8. Don't have a name. That'll bring
As
up
we're now inside
no
of the
game.
minute.
And it's all about team, Jeff. And
Correction,
while
they picked
EA
up the
is
first
not
down.
huddling, they still
Second down.
taking their time and giving their defense a chance.
2nd and 10 after no gain on the run. And looking left, and that is dangerous. And that could have been a pick 6 right there if number 8, Keurig Gaines,
Browning's
is
pass
able to hold on to that
intended for
football.
number 2, Ja'Cory Mitchell, incomplete.
That's one that they're grateful to have back.
Number 11.
Yeah.
Nope. That's 11. That's 21 or 11.
I think it might be 21, Frazier and Gaines back there.
Yeah. He broke on that ball, Jeff.
Yeah, they read that one perfectly. And that's another one, another potential scoring opportunity for.
3rd and 10 for the Spartans.
That's 21's down here, Jeff. That one 21.
Yeah.
It looks like 11 on the far side, but they got him listed as a wide receiver, Mingo.
Right. And that pass is incomplete as the 21, Frazier, he timed that shot perfectly.
Yeah, well, he said, y'all talking about me. I need that.
Incomplete, intended for Latham Dumas.
I need to make a play while they're talking to me. That's perfect.
Yep. Latham Dumas, the intended receiver, and that was, you can't call interference on that. He timed that perfectly.
Back deep.
And now we're going to get our first punt of the game.
3, Darius Washington.
And that is.
And the punter, number 9, Kate Gotro.
Backup quarterback, junior. 5'8", 130-pound junior. Snap. And nearly, they may have gotten a fingertip on that. It still takes a good bounce for East Ascension. And they're going to down it at the 28-yard line. So that was number 40 downing it, Gavin Clayton. With 24 seconds left, so that might be enough time for Ash to get about 3 plays in right here, Coach.
On their own 28-yard line.
They're going fast.
The 1st and 10.
Right.
I mean, that's Ash's. Well, take that back. That second series, they started after East Ascension went for it at that 30-yard line. So this is Ash's worst field position, starting field position of the game so far.
And where did their coach come from?
Evangel Christian.
Yep, that's the offense they run, that deep shotgun and just try to score as many points as possible. Handoff. No, it's a reverse, and he's got lots of room to run if he can turn the corner.
Nice job.
But a good job by the defense as they hold him
Darius
to 1
Washington
yard
on the
as
carry.
number 4, Bryce Harkless.
Stuffed by number 4, Bryce
does a great
Harkless.
job on the
Pick up
final
2
play.
on the play,
Maybe
second
5, 4. No, they're going to get a play off. Maybe 2, 1. Nope. They think better of it, and so that will end the first quarter. No score. Alexandria Senior High versus East Ascension. You are watching the REV Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Buick GMC, Walk-Ons, We Live for This, Glaze, Heating and Air, SKR Construction, Austin Fire Systems, for their support of our EA Sports Medicine Program.
We begin the second quarter. No score between Ash and East Ascension. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email with you. And I want to go back to that play we just saw, Coach, because that was the reverse by Darius Washington, and it looked like he had plenty of room. But Harkless, the senior, 5'9", 160 pounds, does a great job of keeping him from turning that corner and getting to the edge.
Yeah, 85 wasn't able to get out there and get a hat on him. That's East Ascension trying a big play. I think it was Lou Holst that said, never let the other team run a reverse before you do.
Well, they had a little reverse that turned into a pass that fell incomplete. East Ascension nearly got 6 on their opening drive as a receiver pass from Chasson was just slightly overthrown. Could have been caught, but it was not. And that's why we have no score right now. As the handoff goes right back to JT Lindsay. And he's going to get to the 35. No, 34.
At the 34-yard line.
3rd and 4.
3rd and 4.
And very quickly, Ty Feaster at quarterback. JT Lindsay. Lindsay about 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Out that shotgun, and now we have a timeout. And so we're going to keep it here as Alexandria calls the timeout.
Second
and
quarter.
So we talked about the games that are happening tonight. Let's talk about last week quickly, as we had a couple of games. Homecoming night at Covington, and then also a Thursday night game at Santa Monica, and that's what you have there. Santa Monica with a 20-14 win. They're undefeated. Dutchtown also undefeated. Had a big win against Covington that we saw. East Ascension had the lead on Destrehan but couldn't hold it. Denham with a big victory over Liberty High. Live Oak with a big win over Bonneville. And Walker beat Mandeville.
Well, I know one thing. If Liberty got shut out, I think they're missing a guy named Caleb Jackson.
He looks pretty good.
Now, of course, they didn't have him last year because I think he tore his he got injured early in the season.
Mississippi State didn't want any part of him. Whew. 3rd and 4. And quick pass right, wide open. First down for the Trojans as Amarian Mingo makes the catch.
On the catch.
Alexandria wants to run the football with T.J. Lindsey, but they're not afraid to throw it, Jeff.
Absolutely not. They have a good balance so far here tonight. And you see the running back, stood up and then hit by the second wave. Maybe gets a yard out of it. You see Stanga down
Lindsey
there.
on the carry.
You also see a couple of other Spartans.
Good job by East Ascension. The edge player was able to force that ball back inside.
They were able to make a sub on defense as Hobby was able to get out. And the quarterback's going to keep it right side. Stanga does it again. And McZeal cleans him up after a 3-yard gain. And we may have an injury on the field as a Spartan is slow to get up.
Spartan shaking up on the play.
And so
that's Womack. Camden Womack, I think.
He's playing in that left defensive end position. And so
he was one of the captains tonight, Jeff.
Yeah. He's a solid player. And we'll see if he's all right. We got a score over in Santa Monica as Opelousas takes a 2-0 lead on a safety over the Gators.
I thought it was a 2-run bomb.
No, it could be, but I think you had the wrong sport, but who knows? As he's getting up.
Looked like it's right ankle they're looking at, hobbling off. It's coming off on his own power.
Yeah, that's good news. Maybe just turn an ankle.
Well, they're running trap on that defensive end, so
that'll bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Trojans operating from their own 49-yard line.
It's going to be 3rd and 7. Feaster and Lindsay in the backfield. They've pretty much gone the distance, if not the entire distance. 2 left, 1 right. The receivers setting up the screen. It's set up pretty good, and they're going to get a first down and more. As a nice job complete to Darius Washington. You can tell they wanted him to get the ball because he's great in space.
Yeah. If he breaks that to the outside instead of back in right there and headed that down the sideline, he may have gotten a few more yards.
So the Spartans need a break with 10:27 left to go. No score, Ash and East Ascension. Let's talk about the games of the week that are coming up on our schedule because we have to make one note because last week we had been talking about how the game next week we were supposed to have 2 games, Carver and Dutchtown and Jefferson Rise at Santa Monica, but Carver cannot play. Let's talk about the games next week, the 5A non-district games, and that's we can still talk about that because you see Dutchtown TBD. They were supposed to play Carver, but Carver had to forfeit their entire season, and so Dutchtown right now does not have an opponent. And you see East Ascension's going to play De La Salle, and Bel Air's going to play Walker. Both of those games on Thursday night. Our one game of the week now for next week is going to be Jefferson Rise at Santa Monica. As we're back to the action. Yeah. And good yardage on first down.
Yeah, T.J. Lindsey with another carry. Probably got it seemed like it would be a dozen carries already in this game. But, Dutchtown's off this week, Jeff. We talked about that last week during the contest, whether you want a week off or not. I know you don't want to.
Yeah.
So Coach Mastretta's been on the phone since this news kind of broke yesterday afternoon regarding Carver.
Yeah.
And so Dutchtown's been on the hunt for an opponent for next week.
Right, they don't have an opponent yet.
Tackle was made by East Ascension's Aiden Joseph.
An announcement may be made tomorrow. But they're trying. They have a couple of options, but we don't know anything definite yet. As a handoff on second down, it's going to be short by maybe a yard. So it's going to be third down, and we expect them to come back to the huddle, come back to the line, not the huddle, very quickly, and they do. It's going to be third and a long 2. With 9:24 left to go in the second. And the helmet is on the ground. I thought that was a ball at first. But I think the scrum got through for a first down.
Yeah, number 57, the right tackle for Alexandria. They got him listed as the center, but he's playing right tackle. He's limping pretty good. He's favoring that left knee. I thought he was late getting in a stance 2 plays ago.
The helmet that was lost was Aiden Joseph, so he has to sit out of play. Handoff up the middle. And that's right where Aiden Joseph would be playing at that left DT spot. But they don't get much. Good job by the defense and the substitutions. And it's a short game. 2nd and 8. Handoff up the middle. And this is a new back, number 2.
Jimmy Duncan.
Yeah.
They got him listed as a wide receiver, too.
Jimmy Duncan on the carry.
They need to give Lindsey a breather. He's probably carried the ball about 12, 13 times already in about a quarter and a third.
They don't look a whole lot different, Jeff.
Yeah, 3rd and 7.
And Lindsey's back in the game. Just gave him a quick breather. Maybe needed some water. 3rd and 7. Ball at the 22. Pass overthrown. Try to get it to Darius Washington. Ball's incomplete, and I don't think there's any doubt they're going to go for it right here unless they opt for a field goal.
Incomplete.
Doesn't look like that's going to happen.
He was open. Ran a little bit beyond the sticks to get a first down. I'm looking at Lindsey. I see Eric Dickerson.
He's a big guy. He runs upright. Anytime you see a running back that runs upright like that, that's my go-to reference. Big play for the Spartans. Both teams have driven the ball really well, but neither team has been able to make it. They're going to call timeout. And so they're going to call timeout. So that's a second timeout called by Alexandria. And so we were talking about the Dutchtown Carver game being postponed because Carver had to forfeit the season. So keeping that in mind, next week we're going to have the one game, it appears, Jefferson Rise at Santa Ma, and that's homecoming night for Santa Ma. I'll be out there with Coach Swack, and doesn't look like there's going to be a Dutchtown home game next week, so it looks like that's going to be the lone standalone game next week. In 2 weeks, we have another standalone game, and that game stands alone every year. Santa Ma at EA. And then you also see the Ascension swim meet, the parish swim meet, and that's going to be, I believe, on Wednesday.
4th down and 7.
So that's going to be live streamed on Rev Sports on the YouTube channel. So you can check those out.
Have you called a swim meet before, Jeff?
Nope. But I think we got some guys that are going to do a really good job with it.
And I know you got multi-talent. I just didn't know if that was one of them.
No, that's just a new one for me as a pass. Overthrown, it appears.
Ball's incomplete.
I believe they may have been going to Washington again.
First down for the Spartans.
It's kind of in no man's land. There was a man running the fade into the end zone, and it was underthrown to him, and it was overthrown on the other guy running to the sideline.
Yeah, Lindsey went in motion, and he was kind of almost an arrow route right there at the line of scrimmage. He was hoping for the football. There was a guy that was kind of about a number. There would have been a race to the sticks.
I think there might have just been some miscommunication right there, just an errant pass. Either way, it's another turnover on downs, and so now you have Brennan Thompson and
Jacory Mitchell. Brennan Thompson.
He looks like a a natural running back right there from that
Tackled by
for
the Trojans,
traditional
number 16,
defensive player.
Jaden Lewis. Pick up a 8 on the play. We're up 2nd and 2.
I'm looking at Alexandria's defense. 21 who made a play earlier last series, but he was playing left cornerback, and now he's playing right cornerback.
Right, you're right about that.
I'm wondering if they're
playing
a wide side corner, or they're playing a home side and a visitor side corner.
I'm not sure. On the play, Brennan Thompson gets a first down. They're up to the 40-yard line. So Brennan Thompson carrying the load here. He's the backup tonight and traditional corner. Browning out the shotgun. Quick pass. That may have been a lateral. And breaking tackles.
Browning's
That's
pass
Ja'Cory Mitchell.
to Ja'Cory Mitchell.
It's going to be a short gain.
Pick up of about 2 on the play.
2nd and 8. Definitely a lateral.
The 2nd and 8 for the Spartans.
Coach Bachman and Coach Lee are testing our ability up here, Jeff. We got defensive guys playing offense and wide receivers playing running back. Wide receivers playing DBs.
And both teams don't need to worry about the play clock. And there's a handoff up the middle in traffic and goes nowhere. As you see, a couple of defenders, number 10, Aiden Walker, in there among the group. That was Taj Washington.
Jeremiah.
Bring up a 3rd and 8 for the
Jeffrey's
Spartans.
right, taking some credit for it.
Yep. That entire left side basically held the line. And now you see the shotgun, 17 seconds left. We're about to head to the hydration break as well.
Jeff, one thing about Spartan Stadium here in the pit, different than Dutchtown, and you don't realize it until you come here to a certain extent, is how close the band, the field is.
Hydration timeout.
You don't have a track at these two stadiums.
That's what I was about to bring up.
Man, he's right on.
Ascension High School sports medicine staff.
We're going to keep it here. We're just going to talk about a couple of things as we continue. And like you said, I love the atmosphere at Spartan Stadium and a great atmosphere at the Swamp as well. And they're both where you have the stands right on the field and the band is right in your face. And it's a little different from Dutchtown where we've been the last couple of weeks because you have the track. And so it's a different atmosphere, and it's great to go out to all the stadiums and get all the culture from all these teams. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, while I like to have the stadium on the campus that you go to school,
go see them at Bertrand's Pharmacy.
when it comes to being a football coach,
pharmaceutical needs,
the track doesn't. It takes away from the environment to a certain extent.
Yeah, I understand that rationale. It's 3rd and 8. And you see 3 left and 1 right, and then the cornerback and the receiver both left early on the right side. We're going to call that a false start. They looked like they were about a second or two ahead of the action.
There was so much in sync, it caught me off guard.
I know. They looked like they were playing in a different time zone. So a 5-yard penalty against the Spartan. It's now 3rd and 13.
3rd and about 14.
6 minutes left to go. Alexandria can hold EA right here and force them to punt. They can almost run their whole offense in a 5.5-minute drill.
And now pump fake up the middle. First down. Chasson still running. Breaking tackles. Cuts outside. He's got room to the 30, to the 20. Good blocking ahead to the 5. And he is.
Browning's pass complete.
They call a fumble.
They lost the ball in the end zone.
They're calling it down at the 1-yard line.
Or what is happening? They're calling it Alexandria ball. Oh, no.
Alexandria came out with the ball. The official on this side was hesitant to call touchdown.
Yeah, I was waiting for the guy on the far side, and the other side came and ruled it a turnover.
Trojans football starting on the 1.
And the guy that makes a initial contact, Jeff, is at the 48-yard line. He's down and injured.
Wow. Lots of emotions in one play. As you see the replay, as you see him being tackled at about the 2-yard line, you can't see a ball free.
If you did you? One more time, Andre. You can see the Ash player. He's got the football like he's holding on to it right there, and he just falls down, and that's when the ball comes out. It's a fumble.
It's on the one. Should be on the 1-yard line.
It's a fumble. Very great job. You know, a lot of times when you try to strip the ball, the runner keeps going.
Yep.
And in this case, he didn't try to reach and rip. He was holding on to the ball like Chasson was carrying him and the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And all his weight was on that football.
And you got to give credit to the officials because they made the right call right there.
Right there. That's where he paused it was.
And look where they spotted at the right spot. It looked like I thought they were going to rule that a touchback.
I thought he was going to get in, and nope. That was 21, I think.
Frazier, the guy we've been talking about all night. Now out of the end zone, first down, fake, going for the home run, post, and it is caught.
Nope.
Oh, he dropped it.
Peace's pass.
Oh, wow. That could have been a game changer right there. E.J. Scott had it in his hands, and it looked like he came down with it, but they're going to rule it incomplete as it scoots away once he makes contact with the ground.
You know, when you're down at the 1-yard line, Jeff, you got two choices most of the time. Quarterback sneak it so your feet are not in the end zone, or you go up top for a big play. And this is in the end zone after a turnover, and that's a perfect time to try to hit a big play.
So you have the big play by Chasson. It looks like it's going to go for a touchdown. Turns into a fumble recovered by Ash. And Ash returns with the home run ball that falls just barely incomplete. Now Alexandria is going to call a timeout, and we'll keep it here. And we're going to try to catch our breath as we'll talk about what's coming up at halftime at 5:36 left to go here in the second quarter. We're going to see a performance by the East Ascension Spartan Band, and you're going to see senior night info with the band, and then we're going to have an interview with David Gambino. He's the assistant band director, assisting Charles Lee, who is the band director at East Ascension, and we're going to talk about what the band is doing here at the high school. It's been a very eventful night. It's been senior night. We saw the shirt off our back. We're going to see the senior performance for the East Ascension band. So we've got a lot of stuff, and it's been a fun night here tonight for a 0-0 game. This is the second time we've seen a 0-0 game late in the second quarter. This one's had a little more excitement, I think.
Camden Womack back in the game, Jeff. That's good to see.
Shotgun, pressure, caught in the end zone, dangerous. Gets it a 5. And that's going to be number 4 with the catch, E.J. Scott. Very dangerous when you're in the end zone under pressure and you complete the pass in the end zone.
Pick up a 4, will be 3rd and 6.
They do get it out.
From the 5-yard line.
They took courage to call that play.
Yep.
Coach Freeman is the OC. I don't know if he's calling the plays.
And a quick pass in the end zone, out of the end zone, and it's dropped by Scott. And you got to give credit to the defense right there as Brendan Thompson, the two-way guy, puts his hand in there cleanly and knocks it away.
They went to E.J. Scott 3 times in that series.
4th and 6 from the 5-yard line.
And wasn't it Darius Washington with a big play the previous?
Yeah. Washington was the guy they went to on that screen pass. And they also tried the reverse with him.
Back deep.
Now we have the punter
Matthew Collins
coming in.
This could be another big play for East Ascension right here.
And it's a decent punt. Fair catch made at the 38 by Matthews Collins.
Fair catch was
and
called by Collins.
East Ascension has great field position at the 38. I want to go back to what I was talking about earlier. This is the second time that we've seen a game this late still scoreless. We did a game between Dutchtown and Ponchatoula a couple of weeks ago. This game is about as different from that game as you can get, even though both of them were scoreless.
No doubt I was thinking the same thing. A lot of offense. I mean, there's probably 300 or 400 yards of total offense between the two teams, Jeff, and no points.
Meal for the press box tonight.
Both teams have had ample opportunities to score. They're choosing to go for it on fourth down. They're really kind of not in a position where a field goal is feasible, but they've not been able to convert, and then you had the turnover at the 1 yard line on the previous drive by East Ascension. Now Taj Washington's going to get it. Yeah, he gets about 2 or 3.
Washington on the carry.
Let's call it 2.
A lot of times when a player has a turnover like Chasson, sometimes they go right back to him and try to build that confidence. See if Browning goes back to him right here.
And Chasson made a great play. He's 6 foot, 160-pound senior. He broke about 3 tackles to break free and was just about 4 feet from the end zone when he got stripped. Browning in pressure, under pressure, throws it away, gets out of bounds, no grounding, and so it's incomplete.
Evidently the white hat thought he was outside the tackle box.
Incomplete. Flag on the play.
No, is there a flag? Yeah, now PA says flag on the play. I don't see a flag on the field.
The white hat's talking to the line judge on the far side.
And it's being waved away. No flag. So it's going to be third down and a long 8.
Got to be 4 down territory right here again. Does East Ascension have another shot for an end zone play right here?
Perhaps.
Bring up 3rd and 9 for the Spartans.
You see Jeremiah Wilson in at running back.
Alexandria, 38-yard line.
He'll join Browning in the backfield. And a deep pass downfield, trying to get to Chasson double coverage, incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Chasson falls incomplete.
And this is a position where you may choose to punt and pin them back. I think that's what you're going to see. I see number 9, Caden Gotro, coming in to
bring
punt.
up 4th and 9 for the Spartans.
Well, unless this is an unbelievable punt,
number 9,
Alexandria will have better field position than they had in the start of that last drive.
Yeah, they started it at the 1 yard line, but also with putting them back in a situation where they got to get the ball out of the end zone, they were able to hold them to a 3 and out, which has not happened all night for EA until that point. It's a line drive punt, trying to angle it out of bounds, taken at the 5, flag down, and that was where the defenders were able to grab. It looked like the flag went in that direction where the 2 defenders made the tackle. Let's see.
Flag on the play.
I'm going to wait and see because it was thrown in the direction of the 2 defenders, and it seemed like they gave them enough time to field the punt. I don't see any blocking in the back. I have no idea what this could be.
I'm not sure. I was watching in the pregame. Told you last week I like to watch pregame. He was working on the coffin corner, and I thought I was putting my foot in my mouth saying, better field position, but he almost did it. 5 yard line, Jeff. That's pretty good.
Yeah. The flag is still on the ground.
They're about to.
So it may have been a situation where he called for a fair catch, maybe. Fair catch violation. What would you call that? I think maybe a delay
game, but that's if you take off running with it after you call
Alexandria.
it.
Yeah.
Call for a fair catch.
The white hat's talking to the quarterbacks. Still not sure.
I think they called a fair catch violation.
Big first down from the 2-yard line.
They tackled him. It looked like he obviously tried to run with it, but I did not see the fair catch signaled in advance. Ball's at the 3, by the way. So they did get better field position. You were right. With 4:10 left to go before halftime.
200% better.
Exactly. Shotgun pitch. Up the middle. Great defense. You see right there, Shaquan Isom. We called his name a bunch. And that's Caden Womack back in the game. That's great news.
That was Lindsey on the carry. He was stuffed.
JT Lindsey runs into about
by number
4 or 5 of them.
34, Shaquan Isom.
2nd and 8.
And number 30.
Yeah, right there. East Ascension playing through the whistle. Got to be careful, though, because you don't want to give up a cheap 15 right when you got them pinned back.
Yep.
East Ascension may look for a timeout here, Jeff.
There's 3:26 left to go. They have used one. They have 2 remaining. I think Alexandria has used all of theirs. They say that there's 1 left.
Bring up a 3rd and 5.
By the way, over in compared to this game, you have a score fest over at the Swamp. It's 8-0. Opelousas leading Santa Monica.
Yeah, well, that didn't come from home runs.
Nope. It's not a touchdown and a 2-point conversion either. It's a touchdown, a safety, and a missed conversion. 3rd and 6. Looking right all the way, and the pump fake, but the receiver didn't go.
Good job by Thompson. He ran him out of bounds, Jeff.
Pass intended for Scott. Falls incomplete.
Didn't bite on there with a hitch and go, and Thompson didn't bite.
And so basically we're at a stalemate now. And now as I say that,
back deep for the
it was 8-0, and it's now 8-8.
Matthews Collins.
I know how Santa Monica got 8, Jeff.
I believe so. Touchdown, 2-point conversion. Or was it 4 safeties?
Safety and 2 field goals. But that 8 came pretty fast.
Punter number 23, Daniel
went from 8-0 to 8-0 to 8-8 very quickly. Punt, low. Contact, but nothing to call on the punter. And East Ascension is going to get better field position, starting at the 33.5-yard line. So actually, the 2 punt exchanges, East Ascension is actually the winner.
Gain 5 yards.
1st and 10 for the
East
Spartans.
Ascension has turned this field around a couple times.
Yep.
Being on the short end,
if anybody knows,
they dropped the touchdown pass earlier in the game.
Christensen Wells, please tell them to come to the press box.
Yeah, it was a ball that could have been caught in the first quarter, but it was off the wrong shoulder and had to make an adjustment. It would have been a hard catch.
Yeah.
And then you had the fumble at the 1-yard line on the long pass to Chasson.
Coach Bachman going for it on 4th down and not pinning East Ascension deep has played a role on field position too.
Yep. As you see, good hard running right there. I think that's Washington on the carry. It is.
Ties Washington on the carry.
So inside the 30.
Pick up of about 5.
So it's gain of 5, 2nd and 5 at the 29-yard line.
29-yard line.
2:13 left to go. This is where having those timeouts might be helpful. Oh. You see the play fake wide open. Caught at the 10. 5, touchdown. East Ascension to Corey Mitchell. And the Spartans break the ice and get on the board first, 6-0.
Did they steal that play from Geisler?
I'll tell you what, the little seam route, it's not the tight end, but it's the receiver.
Very, very similar. A little play action.
Great play action. You're absolutely right.
Francisco Ramirez in for the extra point.
The old somewhat of an RPO. I think it was the number 3 receiver.
Extra point is up and good.
Ramirez kicks the extra point. It's good. EA scores first. 7-0. 2:04 left to go in the second. You're watching the Rev game of the week.
Spartans 7.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Buick GMC, Walk-Ons, We Live for This, Glaze, Heating and Air, SKR Construction, Austin Fire Systems, for their support of our EA Sports Medicine Program.
And we're back, and it's 7-0. Jeff Porsche, Pat Email with you as you see the touchdown pass from Browning to Mitchell. And I was talking about with you during the break right there. Browning is making the right reads. He's learned a lot in just his sophomore year at quarterback.
No doubt. We watched him a couple weeks ago, and
number 45
in the Jamboree, and East
Francisco
Ascension
Ramirez
wanted to run the football.
And to kick it off for the Spartans.
Good to see his development.
Back deep for Alexandria is Scott and Lindsay.
Looks like East Ascension is going to take a different approach to this kickoff and try to not give them field position at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, this is Ramirez. And they try the onside kick. Ambush recovered by Alexandria cleanly.
I don't necessarily think it was an onside kick. Sometimes right there, Jeff, you tell a kicker, kick it right at a defensive lineman, because that wasn't a traditional kicker going run it after 10 yards. And it almost worked.
They want the ricochet right there. That was Tylon Johnson who was able to hold on to the ball. Number 9, credit him with a big play on special teams.
If it hits the front line of the Ash guy, you hope you got a chance. If it doesn't, you're squib kicking and it's going down to the 10-yard line, and that's what they were hoping to have happen.
So 2 minutes. That's plenty of time for Ash to move the ball in their no-huddle offense. They like to go quickly, don't want the defense to substitute. You call it tempo now, but it's really not tempo. It's just hurry up.
Lindsay looking to be a little wider, Jeff, looking for him to come out of the backfield.
Nope, he's going to take the right corner on almost like a sweep. That's 9.
Lindsay on the carry.
Ball to midfield, just like
Tackled
that.
by Shaquan Isom.
That's the danger of
first down.
The kick that they did.
Line.
Now Ash has got the ball in great field position with 1:48 left to go. And there's a keeper. And the quarterback keeps it for a first down. Feaster with some great running. I was about to say, I think he made the wrong choice. Should have given it to Lindsay or outside, because he could have run for about 20. But he did a great job.
Got it inside the 40. 138 left.
Somebody on the defense is being very demonstrative out there.
Lindsay on the carry.
They're flipping East Ascension's flipping the defensive end, so the defensive end was trying to get to the other side to get lined up.
That was 20, Jace Campbell.
So he was, Ash is running so fast, if you try to give a strength call.
Shotgun snap, quick pass, caught. Oh, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle to the 20, to the 10. First down, Alexandria.
Darius Washington
on the reception.
Yeah, he's dangerous, Coach.
All the way down to the Spartan 5-yard line.
They're just going to
10-yard line.
They're going to say he's down at the 10. Shotgun very quickly, handoff. Lindsay to the 5, maybe the 4. No, the 6.
Lindsay on the carry.
Somewhere in that vicinity. Second and goal, 48 seconds left to go.
East Ascension got a player down.
Spartan hurt on the play.
Yeah, they need a breather. They need to regroup anyway.
From the 7-yard line.
And so, I believe that's Campbell, the D-line we saw jumping up and down earlier. Trying to do some make some corrections.
I don't think he's coached by Lane Kiffin.
No, he's down. He tried to get up. He's just sore. I'll tell you what, those guys are winded. They're tired, and so that's a big factor in there. It's 7-0, but there have been plenty of scoring opportunities, just unsuccessful on both sides. The last time East Ascension had the ball, they scored the touchdown on the pass from Hudson Browning to Ja'Cory Mitchell, and now after a short kickoff, you have Alexandria with the ball second and goal at the 6 with 44 seconds left, trying to tie this game up.
We had 22 minutes, Jeff, with no scoring. Almost 22 minutes with no scoring.
Yep.
And got a chance for 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes.
It's wild. That's what I love about football. Things can change. Feaster and Lindsay. There's Lindsay, not going to get in. Down to about the 3.
Lindsay on the carry.
Looks like Jupiter made the tackle right there, number 46. And with 30 seconds left, they're going to go very quickly. Shotgun. Handoff. And they nearly got him in the backfield, but he gets in and he scores. JT Lindsay with the touchdown, and it's 7-6. And you see frustration on the D lineman who had him in the backfield. Can't see who it is right there, but he nearly had him for a loss that would have forced a field goal. Brody Van Dyke's going to kick the extra point.
If he goes flat right there, Jeff, he ran up the field a little bit and just, but Lindsay, you're not bringing him down with a shoestring tackle.
And the extra point, good, and it's 7-7 with 21 seconds left. We'll take a short break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Buick GMC, Walk-Ons, We Live for This, Glaze, Heating and Air, SKR Construction, Austin Fire Systems, for their support of our EA Sports Medicine Program.
Very quickly, Alexandria strikes back with a touchdown as we're now tied at 7 apiece after the 3-yard touchdown run by JT Lindsay. And now we're ready for the kick from Alexandria. And the honors will be number 33, Channing Mesh. And they're going to go deep. And it's taken at the 12. And a big hole up the middle. And cuts outside. And a great job. And let's see who that was. That may have been the kicker. It was the kicker, Mesh. Mesh saved an opportunity from the cut outside. That was definitely Mesh on the tackle. So he did a good job of keeping Alexandria out of the danger zone.
On the 42-yard line.
Kickers are athletes too.
Yep.
I know of one back in the day that used to kick and play linebacker.
Mm-hmm. I bet you do. Now with 18 seconds left and a couple of timeouts and the ball at the 42-yard line, you may take a shot at seeing what you can get offensively for a couple of plays right here. Quick strike, overthrown and nearly picked. Chasson, the intended receiver. Coverage by Frazier.
Intended for Chasson falls incomplete.
15 seconds left. I want to remind you at the half we're going to be seeing the East Ascension Band perform, and then we'll have our interview with David Gambino, EA Assistant Band Director.
All right, Frazier and Mingo flip-flop, cornerbacks.
And there's a handoff. Thompson's going to get out of bounds wisely with 9 seconds left.
Run out of bounds on the Alexandria.
And he's going to get a first down, and now potentially a Hail Mary is in play if they can get a few more yards on this play. Maybe look for a quick pass out of bounds. Although you got the timeouts, you can go anywhere on the field right here. Whatever they give you, you take it. So Brennan Thompson in the backfield again. Quick pass caught by Chasson. Breaks a tackle and out of bounds with 4. Now they're definitely in striking distance.
Line. First down for the Spartans.
So that's all they're doing is trying to set up for the Hail Mary, right?
Evidently. I don't think they're going to kick it. It'll be a 52-yarder right here.
Yeah, no way. So with 4 seconds left, you're probably going to see the heave right here. You see three receivers on that left side. I see Oob, Mitchell, and Chesson. On the right side, I see Nigel Murphy, number 11. Shotgun pressure, gets away. No, he doesn't.
Oh, my goodness.
Aiden Walker pile drived him to the ground on his shoulder. And that's going to end
the first half.
Our score at halftime, as you see the replay, you see a hard hit right there by Walker.
East Ascension Spartans
And
7.
Aiden Walker, though.
Everybody get your 50-50 tickets out.
And so our halftime score is 7-7.
Draw here in a second.
Ash and East Ascension. We're going to take a break and then watch the band. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
REV Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore, all to connect your business with the world. REV is about big business technology with small business personal service.
For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
The best way to recruit for at-home tailgating is Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin. All of the 5 stars are at Chris's Specialty Foods. Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
We just moved, so there's millions of
Dahlias in bloom, over 9 acres. When we started, we grew a quarter of an acre.
Now I'm taking on new products on the regular.
We always dreamed of having this property, so
I want to make my yard look as beautiful as
largemouth bass.
Yep.
We've got tons of them, don't we, buddy?
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours?
Come see us at Ascension Equipment for John Deere sales and service. Save more today and mow tomorrow.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Our next Spartanette, Miss Isabella Frosch, escorted by her parents, Stacy and Jared Frosch. Next up is Miss Rylan Gilbert, escorted by her mother, Camelia Guidry, and brother, Jaquan Huntsberry. Our final senior Spartanette is Miss Javon Wilson, escorted by her mother, Shamika Wilson. That concludes our senior Spartanettes. Next up, our senior color guard. First up is Miss Vinalise Cruz, escorted by her parents, Vivian Rosario and Luis Cruz. Our next senior is Miss Emily Espericueta, escorted by her parents, Nora and Pedro Espericueta. Next up is Miss Danae Freeman, escorted by her grandmother, Bessie Freeman, and her father, Lonnie Freeman. Next we have Miss Jasmine Geeson, escorted by her mother, Olivia Hamilton, father and stepmother, Raymond and Nikita Geeson. Next up, Jamaria Levy, escorted by her mother, Crystal Fernandez, and father and stepmother, Thomas and Sherry Levy. Next up, Ms. Janiyah Ray, escorted by her parents, Jadia and Jarvis Ray. Next up, Miss Ayana Smith, escorted by her parents, Shanitha and Demarius Smith. And now, our band seniors. Mr. Caden Armand, escorted by his mother and stepfather, Tracy and Shane Minks, and father and stepmother, Trey and Ashley Armand. Next up, Mr. Jacob Oquin, escorted by his parents, Katie and Clint Oquin. Next, we have Miss Taylor Blanche, escorted by her parents, Crystal and Chris Blanche. Our next senior, Kane Bro, escorted by his parents, Rekha and Cody Bro. Our next senior is Elizabeth Cervantes, escorted by her father and stepmother, Antonio Cervantes and Karen Linares. Next up, Maura Reverb Colligan, escorted by her parents, Miranda and Mark Colligan and brother Buddy. Next, we have Diego Cruz, escorted by his mother and stepfather, Juana and Billy King. Next, Malaya Ely, escorted by her mother, Amber Carey, and the memory of her late father, Sean Ely. Next, we have Maria Garcia, escorted by her mother, Elizabeth. Next, we have Miss Destiny Graham, escorted by her parents, Nina Jenkins and Ronnie Graham. Next, we have Miss Ashley Guevara Reyes, escorted by her mother, Sylvia Reyes. Next, we have Joshua Harvey Luter, escorted by his parents, Siobhan Wells and Jarrett Luter. Next is Kale Hernandez, escorted by his parents, Allison and Joey Hernandez. Next is Mr. Cole Hewitt, escorted by his parents, Heather and Charles Hewitt. Next is Miss Jillian Jones, escorted by her parents, Kathy and Glenn Jones. Next is Miss Selena LaFleur, escorted by her parents, Kayla and Jimmy LaFleur. Next is Jessie Noble, escorted by parents, Sparkle and Toby Noble. Next is Mr. Bryson Pike, escorted by his mother, Suzanne Pike. And our final band senior is Miss Ace Souye, escorted by her parents, Duke and David Souye. That concludes our Spartanette, Color Guard, and Band Senior Night. Let's give it up one more time for all of those seniors. And as always, go Spartans!
REV Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore, all to connect your business with the world. REV is about big business technology with small business personal service.
For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
The best way to recruit for at-home tailgating is Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin. All of the 5 stars are at Chris's Specialty Foods. Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
We just moved, so there's millions of
Dahlias in bloom, over 9 acres. When we started, we grew 1/4 of an acre.
Now I'm taking on new products on the regular.
We always dreamed of having this property, so
I want to make my yard look as beautiful as
largemouth bass.
Yep.
We've got tons of them, don't we, buddy?
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours?
Come see us at Ascension Equipment for John Deere sales and service. Save more today and mow tomorrow.
Halftime at Spartan Stadium, Ash versus East Ascension. We're tied at 7. Third quarter coming up in a couple of minutes. But before we go to the third quarter, I'm joined by David Gambino. He is the assistant band director here at East Ascension High School. And first of all, I just got to say it's great to have you out here. I know you're busy tonight, and we're grateful that you were able to come out.
Hey, absolutely, Jeff. Thanks for having us out. We're so happy to be here, supporting our seniors especially tonight, but as always out here supporting Spartan Nation.
Right, and you, your job is usually to do the halftime show. You did a little bit different because you had the senior ceremonies for the honoring the senior band members. So we did not see your halftime show. What is your halftime show this year? I know I got a feeling with the director Charles Lee. I know what he likes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
So this year our competitive marching show is a Metallica themed show called Band Eterna, after the new Metallica album Lux Eterna.
Right.
So it's music. It's completely comprised of music from Metallica by Metallica, all about Metallica.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I know Charles from way back from church and everything, and he's a former heavy metal bass player. So
absolutely, touring group, played Madison Square Gardens back in the day.
Yep.
He's got a couple little tricks up his sleeve.
Absolutely. So you got the festival coming up. What is festival season involving this year?
So in festival season, it involves 4 competitions that we go to. The first one's Banbury that we attend. It's a local thing with Santa Ma and Dutchtown and a couple other local great organizations. And it's a good, get the feelers out, see how everything goes, kind of test the waters. Then we go to Thibodaux for the Bayou Lane Classic, followed by the Dutchtown Classic back over here. And then we end our season at Northwestern in Natchitoches for the Classic on the K.
So it's a very busy season for y'all, not just football.
We call it Bandtober instead of October.
Lord. Well, it sounds like y'all are going to be very busy, and I know y'all are going to do a great job. Y'all have a new band this year. I was told you have a mariachi band out there this year.
We do. As far as we know, we're one of the first programs in the state to have a mariachi program. We have a large Hispanic and multicultural population here at East Ascension, and we want to support that in any way that we can. And so Mr. Lee was able to get some funds and put together a mariachi group. We had our first performance last year, and it was spectacular. I had so many Hispanic students crying in the audience, thank you for supporting our culture and playing music authentic to us. And we try to do it as authentic as possible. Mr. Lee's been studying with a couple of the great mariachi band leaders in Texas.
Yeah.
Every year he's been going to a conference to learn more and more about the art form so we can provide the best and most culturally appropriate experience here at East Ascension.
Yeah, and so what does that involve? Where and when do they perform?
So they perform mostly right now at our band concerts, but the more that we're practicing and getting them together, the more we're going to get out there, hopefully get out to some restaurants and some cultural events to play for that.
Okay, and then I'm told that you have a podcast now for the band called From the Tower. Talk about that.
That's it. So From the Tower is a podcast by 2 band directors who had nothing better to do than talk about their after-school ramblings when it comes to all things band over here at East Ascension. You can catch it on the EA TV network on YouTube or find it anywhere that EA's posted up. And it's me and Charles talking about band stuff with Coach Brownfield and all of the different inner workings that want to go. So if you want to nerd out about behind-the-scenes stuff, From the Tower is where you need to go. And it's called From the Tower because the band directors on the marching field have a tower that we sit up on, just like we're here in the press box, and we look out over the band and we're giving them instructions. So that's our podcast, From the Tower.
Okay, so where can you tune in to get that?
You can go to youtube.com at EATV or visit the band website at eaband.org or find us on social media at EA_band.
Well, that's great. David, do you have anything else you want to add? We got about a minute left, but anything you want to throw out there as well?
As always, we're just glad to be here supporting our Spartans. Make sure you check out eaband.org to find any upcoming dates. Like I said, EA_band. You can check out all of our upcoming information. Our kids do great stuff on our social media platforms. And then I want to invite everybody to the Dutchtown game because that's when we will be performing our competition show that we're recording to send off to Metallica for a Metallica contest to win $15,000.
Awesome, and we're going to be out there, and I'm looking forward to it as well. So, what?
Are you all involved with the band for REV?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah, the Banbury, all the different things. So, and I'm looking forward to seeing the show for the Dutchtown game because I'll be out here broadcasting.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, David. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, and
go Spartans.
Yeah, you might as well, right? Good job. All right, that's David Gambino, the assistant band director at East Ascension High School, and so we didn't see them perform, but that was because they were doing something a little bit different. They had to honor everybody, and so we look forward to seeing them as we're going to get several East Ascension football games the second half of the season. And we are now ready to start the second half. We got both games beginning the second half. You got a tie score here, 7-7, and over at the pit, you got a lead by Opelousas, score 14-8 as the second half begins. And we're going to start at 35, looks like, as Patrick Emel joins us again. And that's what you like to see if you're East Ascension, to start the second half. Good field position.
Made by number 33.
That's the best field.
Mesh. Kick was out
Some of the best field position when they started.
Penalty flag thrown. That means the Spartans will take it over 1st and 10 from there on the 35-yard line.
So that's where they're going to begin. And you had a nice kick return earlier at the end of the first half that kind of set them up with a potential opportunity to score that was unsuccessful. But they started out about the 42. So this is not quite as good, but still good nonetheless.
Yeah, and Ash went for it several times and kind of gave them good field position, but sometimes a good return will affect the kicker's mindset, and they're trying to kick it away from somebody.
And a big run up the middle.
Brennan Thompson
going to get a few. Brennan Thompson up the middle. We've seen him at least as much as Taj Washington, as you see the replay coming right there. And a good run, and it's a nice stop right there by number 46 for
East Ascension's going. Aiden Joseph, he's kind of playing tight end. Big number 99. They got him listed as the O-lineman.
And that's Aiden Walker right there, and he just slings the running back to the ground. That's not the first time we've seen that.
Be a loss on the play.
And
tackle was made by Aiden Walker.
Unblocked.
Yep, senior, very athletic. He looks like he's a player that may have a future.
He's built similar to the linebacker from Destrehan. I think he may be an LSU commit.
So now it's 3rd and 11. And up the middle, wide open in the seam to the 40. Can he break through? And he breaks a tackle. He's going to score! Brennan Thompson.
Well, it's not hard to figure out why they've started playing him on offense, Jeff.
Sure, I'll tell you what. Breaks it for the 66-yard touchdown. That's the second long gain on the night on a pass from Browning. And you see it right down the seam. Both touchdowns come down the seam tonight.
And when you're playing that too high safety, the middle, Jeff, is you got to have somebody, a linebacker, run with that third receiver.
10:42 left in the third quarter.
Ash is going to have to do something different. Otherwise, East Ascension will continue to try to split those two safeties.
It's 14-7, and we're going to break. You are watching the Rev Game of the Week.
This baby will get your heart racing as much as your slick new devices do. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev. Internet speed so fast, you're going to need seatbelts for your sofa. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev.
– 14-7, the East Ascension regains the lead on the pass from Hudson Browning to Brennan Thompson for 66 yards, and now we'll get the kick from number 49, Preston Baker, for the Spartans.
22 minutes, Jeff, with no touchdowns, and under 4 minutes we've had 3.
Well, it was a matter of time the way these offenses were playing. And it's a kick to the 5, and breaks a tackle or two, gets to about the 25, then slung backwards. He's still upright, still fighting for yards. Let's see where forward progress gets him.
E.J. Scott.
And they're going to say 23-yard line. I've got some stats from the half compiled by Patrick Wright, reporter for The Advocate, voice of LSU women's basketball. For Alexandria, they had 26 carries for 90 yards, 7 of 15 for 82 yards passing. East Ascension at the half, 16 carries for 64 yards, 7 of 15 for 132 passing, and you had the touchdown pass. And 9 first downs for East Ascension, 7 for Ash. So pretty even first half, as the score would indicate. And on first down, Lindsay ain't getting anywhere that time.
Very well strung out by the East Ascension Spartans. A number of blue hats.
Hard to see on that far side. And they're going to say he lost a yard. Haven't seen much negative running from JT Lindsay tonight. Very impressive running back. They have 26 carries on the night. The quarterback had a few. You had a couple on the reverse, but Lindsay might have had about 20 of them. You see the carry up the middle by Lindsay. He's a workhorse. That's for sure.
East Ascension must have made a halftime adjustment. I had to try to figure it out. Womack does a good job that time right there. Rather than allowing himself to be kicked out, he got inside the puller.
3rd and 10. Passing situation.
Washington up top. He's been a big play guy for him.
And they go to the other guy, Scott, and he's got some moves, but he doesn't get to the marker. Going to be 2 yards shy. So probably a 4th down stop right here. This is not where you would likely see a team go for it, but guess what? No huddle very quickly.
It must feel like Lindsay can get him 3 yards. They're not going to waste a timeout right here, are they? 17 seconds, got a lot of time.
Yep. Oh, nearly a high snap, and it's a quick kick. Nobody back in the secondary to get that, and it gets a great bounce. That's a great decision. It definitely goes in Alexandria's favor as the ball's going to go down to the 14-yard line. So good job by Alexandria flipping the field.
Good job by the East Ascension defense with a stop, and good job by Ash. The quarterback's not that punter.
Well, the quarterback is sometimes their punter. We haven't seen him punting tonight. I believe the kicker, 15, has been doing a lot of that, or 25, Van Dyke. But the ball's on the 14. And East Ascension is pinned back. And Ash's defense, if they can make a stand right here, they may get good field position out of it. And you see number 10 again, Walker. That guy is a heck of a football player.
Well, I'll have to take a look at it right here, Jeff. Looks like Alexandria has changed up their defense a little bit. At least the last time there was a single high safety.
So that's what you see out there, Coach?
Yep.
They're all loaded up in the box, and you have the quick pass to Chasson. If he could break free from that, he could have run for days.
Yeah, but number 21, pretty good player for Alexandria. We talked about him. That's Frazier.
Garrett Gaines.
They do get about 5 or 6 on the completion, though, and it's going to be 3rd down and 4. They need to get to the 24. They're at the 20.
Mingo not in the game in a minute, but East Ascension, they changing their offense too. They tight right here, and they got a free 5 yards on that one.
Yep, that's a 1st down by a full yard. So it's 1st down.
All sides.
You know, we've seen Browning with some nice passes, and he's thrown a couple of touchdowns here tonight. On the season, he's 24-41 for 292 yards, and he has a touchdown, no interceptions. And he's learning as you go, and I guess when you play 3 great defenses like he's seen, the game starts to slow down for you, and I think we're seeing that tonight.
Yeah, well, while you're learning and you're not turning the football over.
And he keeps it on the option up the middle, and he gets about 3, maybe 4.
East Ascension was running more of a spread with 3 wide receivers in the game. Jeff, They got one. This Chasson.
Pick up a 3. The second and 7.
Yeah, they're going to run behind that big left tackle. We've talked about him a lot. 6'8", 290, Bryson Martinez.
Taj Wallace. They got him in the backfield. They got him listed as a senior defensive lineman.
Chasson's in motion, and they're going to run behind Martinez again, but they're only going to get a couple. And you see somebody jumping on top of the pile. As you see, heard a couple of people not liking that choice on the East Ascension side, but no penalty. And they're stood up, and it's going to be 3rd down and 6 after about a 1-yard gain. This may be the final play before we get to the hydration break, as it doesn't look like they're going to run one, as we're at 6:10, 6:09 left to go.
Whitehat keeping an eye on he's blowing the whistle.
And there you go. So we've talked about East Ascension as we go into the hydration break. Let's talk about East Ascension's schedule, because we've talked about that a lot. East Ascension is 0-3 on the season, but then you talk about Zachary. You know they're good. They've won state many times. Destrehan won state last year. They played the last 2 state champions, and they've lost both times, 21-7, 24-7. Then West Monroe, you know they have a boatload of championships, 34-20. And then they get Ash and De La Salle, and then you get if you want to call Santa Maria a break, it's not really a break, because that's a rivalry game, and they're a great team as well. But it's almost like after that, you feel more comfortable playing a team like Santa Maria after you go through the gauntlet like that.
Yeah, no doubt. And I don't think you're offending David Oliver if you say, hey, right now, Santa Maria is not Zachary, they're not West Monroe, they're not Destrehan.
Right.
But in a rivalry game, it doesn't really matter that they're not Zachary or Destrehan.
And Browning's going to keep it, and he is marked at the 39, and that's a first down.
Jeff, they tried to throw that little seam route again.
Run out of bounds at the East Ascension 39-yard line.
And Ash kind of overplayed the play side and left the backside wide open. Good decision.
Absolutely. The guy is progressing so much right now. And to finish out the East Ascension schedule, after Santa Maria, you got at Walker, at Denham Springs, homecoming night against Live Oak, and then home against Dutchtown.
Well, that week 10 may come down to the district championship.
It often does. It did last year. As you see the schedule right there after the carry by Jeremiah Wilson. And
East Ascension with the short week with De La Salle on Thursday.
And they're a good team.
Well, you got to go to New Orleans a lot of times. Referees, fields. Sometimes you play on Thursday, sometimes you play on Friday.
Yeah.
And a number of games played on Saturday.
It's going to be 2nd and 8 after the short gain by Wilson. Wilson's going to get it again. I haven't seen a lot of Taj Washington this half. He was the leading running back going into tonight's game. And Wilson has been the backup. He has 31 carries for 110 yards and a touchdown. But this is the most extensive action he's seen tonight, as you see Brennan Thompson getting into the mix here.
Yeah, fresh legs, Jeff. It pays dividends.
Yep. 14-7, East Ascension with the lead. And whistle. That's a nice snag. We'll go for naught.
Speaking of Saturday football, Jeff, you're going to be heading down to Thibodaux.
Yeah, we're going down to New Orleans. Tulane's playing Nichols.
Is that Tulane?
Yeah.
But that's going to have a lot of Ascension Parish flavor.
Yep.
In that game between Nichols and Tulane.
Absolutely. I got a lot of guys play on both teams. You're going to see a lot of familiar faces at that, and then you got the LSU game on Saturday night as well. Dylan Carpenter probably not going to be on the field, but he's a proud Tiger from Santa Maria.
Well,
It's third and about 11. And a quick pass up for grabs, incomplete. And Mitchell got his hands on it. He had a touchdown in the first half, but he can't pull that one in, and it's fourth down, a punting situation.
21 on the coverage.
So last we told you Opelousas had the lead on Santa Maria 14-8. Santa Maria has scored twice since then. Or no, excuse me, both teams have scored once. Santa Maria took the lead 15-14, but Opelousas has come back, and now they lead in third 22-15 as the punter comes in. Low snap, gets it away. And it's bobbled, and he holds on. Very dangerous play by Darius Washington. First down, Ash.
Well, things have settled down a little bit, Jeff, after big play from East Ascension for the score on the second play of the first half, second half.
It may have been, yes. The long pass to Brennan Thompson down the seam. Both touchdown seam routes, one to Mitchell and one to Thompson. First and 10, quick pass, caught. And not much of a cushion, but he gets a few. And a late flag, may have been some contact out of bounds.
Well, it may have pushed him, just didn't let him go.
Washington on reception.
I think he had him early and just continued to kind of hold him. It wasn't a late hit per se out of bounds, but they're going to call it a personal foul.
Yeah, if you make that contact and he's already given himself up and headed out of bounds, they're going to call it.
Well, you also on the visitor sideline, so that's
they got 30 guys in his ear. hey, what's he doing?
Kind of like the band in the East Ascension fans and all feel like our ears right now.
46-yard line.
Great fan base in Gonzales. First down at the 46 and a little slant to Washington, falls incomplete.
He was open, Jeff, went through his hands.
Darius Washington
had some a little mustard.
Yep. Came in hot, that's for sure. He had a couple of drops. You've seen Washington with a couple, E.J. Scott with a couple. And handoff. And I tell you what, they've stopped J.T. Lindsay in this third quarter. I think our defensive scheme's a little better, and he's also probably a little fatigued because he's run the ball probably about 20 times. You saw number 20, Jace Campbell, make the play right there.
Lindsay on the carry. No game.
Third and 10. 3.5 minutes left to go in the third. It's been a fun one here tonight, 14-7. It's low scoring, but a lot of offensive action tonight. Deep pass downfield, and it is nearly intercepted. It is intercepted. Did he hold on to it? It is an interception. Bryce Harkless. I thought he dropped it. It's hard to see on that far side.
Spartans will take over on their own 5-yard line.
That's probably the third time that
they've tried that go route down there.
Feaster is, instead of getting it on the outside for the wide receiver, he's thrown the ball a little bit on the inside, but that's a great play by Harkless.
Yeah, the secondary has done a great job keeping up with these speedy wide receivers. You got a couple of deep threats in Washington and Scott that have been generally contained here tonight. You're talking about a team that scored in the 50s last week against Natchitoches Central.
Well,
held to 7.
Bates was open on the post, but they've been looking at Scott quite a bit.
Yeah, he's been looking at 2 targets most of the night. The other guys have pretty much been decoys as you have the run up the middle. That might be something you look for a little bit later if you're gonna have those 2 guys in your pocket. Look for somebody else to sneak out in the coverage.
I'm sure the coaches in the press box saw Bates with his hand up, running the post open.
You had a 5-yard gain on first down. Good job getting it out of danger territory. There's the ball now at the 10-yard line. And there's another handoff. I believe that was Thompson who hit the deck
Thompson on the carry
prematurely.
That's the best job defending Thompson in a while on that play right there.
Yeah.
I'm looking for Washington on the sideline, Jeff.
Yeah, I didn't look. It's hard to see. Of course, you got a big team here in terms of numbers.
I don't remember him going into the tent. And you would think he would be down at the 25-yard line, on the sideline.
Play clock is down to 6. They're going to have to rush this. They get to play off. Looking right now is going to keep it up the middle. First down and more.
Browning on the keeper.
Browning tucks and runs and gets the first.
First down for the Spartans.
It's so important, Jeff, when you got a quarterback to also valuable when you got a quarterback that can tuck it and run.
Yep.
And pick up 10 yards and make a good decision and not throw it away as he's growing.
Mm-hmm. And this guy doesn't commit turnovers. And we've seen some good quarterbacks at East Ascension, some very athletic quarterbacks who can throw the ball down the field as you see a penalty and you're saying it's going to be a face mask, because I'll let you take care of that.
Washington checking in the game, back in the game.
Ash is walking backwards, so I think you got that, hit the nail on the head for that one.
Face mask penalty against the
white hat couldn't see it from behind. Referee called it from. A lot of people get upset from a long way away, but it was the right call.
I want to get back to my thought with Browning. The thing that I like about him is he doesn't commit turnovers, and he makes smart decisions. You've seen some good quarterbacks at East Ascension over the last 5-10 years under the Darnell Lee regime, but you've also seen some quarterbacks that have thrown some interceptions, been sacked and got the ball on the ground. You're not seeing that from Browning so far, and he's the young guy, the sophomore. First down up the middle. It was started after the flag was not enough for a first down. It was first and 3. Now it's going to be second and 1. And we talk about Taj Washington, and he's the injured player.
That was a collision, Jeff. He doesn't avoid contact. He tries to run through contact. That was hard-nosed football right there.
So we'll keep it here, and it's 22-22 over at the pit now. So you see him getting up, and we'll just let him get off the field, and we'll keep it here as we're headed to the end of the third quarter, and so far it's been one touchdown in the third on that quick pass in the seam to Brennan Thompson, and nothing on the board for Ash in this third quarter. So that's where our score stands, 14-7. It was 7-7 as we went into the half.
And we had 3 touchdowns in 4 minutes and 15 seconds.
And now we've gone back to no touchdowns. Second and 1. Looked like the secondary was dropping back.
Second and 1 for the Spartans.
May have been trying to think about that go route. And the first down, Jeremiah Wilson. On what could be the final play of the third quarter, we'll see.
Carry was made.
This quarter went fast.
Jeremiah Wilson. First down for the Spartans.
As 15-14, and they're putting up the fingers. That means we're going to the fourth quarter. So we're going to wrap up our third quarter. East Ascension outscores Ash in the third quarter, 7-0. And our score after 3 is East Ascension 14, Ash 7. We'll take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Buick GMC, Walk-Ons, We Live for This, Glaze, Heating and Air, SKR Construction, Austin Fire Systems, for their support of our EA Sports Medicine Program.
Touchdown, Tiger Mark.
Fourth quarter ready to begin. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email. It's 14-7. East Ascension versus Ash. A moment ago we looked at East Ascension's schedule. Why don't we look at Alexandria's schedule, as they are going to play in one heck of a district. You see Ruston, Washita, West Monroe. West Washita is number one in the power rankings right now. So they're going to have a killer schedule after they play Green Oaks and out of Shreveport. That's a tough schedule on the second half. That's on 1st and 10.
Well, they got some big name football schools on their schedule. They got Karen Crow.
Yep.
They have a great history. St. Thomas More has been unbelievable in the last 10 years.
Yep.
You got West Monroe, Ruston, Washita.
And what you've seen in a district like that, I'll talk about that after this next play, is it's 2nd and 4. Look to the sidelines. And the handoff, broken tackle, and then brick wall.
Wilson on the carry.
As you see, big number 94, Jeremiah Jeffers Wright. I want to talk about that 2-5A. That's what they play in. And that's one that has had perennial state champions in Ruston, Washita, West Monroe. You could be the 4th best team in that district and make it to the quarterfinals very easily. As on 3rd down, pass overthrows everybody, and it's 4th down. But that's a tough district.
If this score holds, Jeff, Alexandria will go to 1 and 3. They can end up 5 and 5 and be 25 in the power rankings.
Yep.
And I don't think a number 8 seed wants to face the Trojans, because they're pretty athletic, they're big, they're physical.
Yep. And they can move the ball.
Gotro in the punt.
And now we're going to get the punt. Gotro. Good punt. Over the head, the Willie Mays catch, and gets some room, cuts outside, 25, 30, and taken out of bounds right there by number 50. Good job. Nathan Allen makes the play on Darius Washington, their home run threat.
He's one of those personal protectors, I think, Jeff, on the punt, those 3 big guys in the back, and does a good job of widening it out enough to run him out of bounds, because I thought he was going to get the edge. You know, sometimes you outkick your coverage, and that was East Ascension's best punt of the night. Ball turned over. Good job by Washington to field it, as you said, Willie Mays style.
Yep. Very dangerous play, but he made it worth it. Ball at the 34, little lateral, and a pass downfield, and there he is, caught, and to the 20, and that's the other speedster. That's E.J. Scott, and it's 14-13.
Pass by number 2, Jimmy Duncan.
And that was a little lateral right there.
If East Ascension ran a reverse pass early in the game, they come back with a double pass.
And I believe that was Jimmy Duncan, number 2, that threw the ball. And now the all-important extra point coming from Brody Van Dyke. Big play.
For the extra point.
Talk about 2 big plays in a row. Nice punt return by Washington, and then the long pass on the lateral to E.J. Scott. And now, just like that, we're tied. Seems like every time East Ascension scores, Ash comes right back and ties it up, and that's where we stand now. 14-14. We'll take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
This baby will get your heart racing as much as your slick new devices do. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev. Internet speed so fast, you're gonna need seatbelts for your sofa. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev.
Trick play touchdown for Alexandria Senior High. and they're getting ready to kick off. It's 14-14, and the difference, both teams have run the trick play on a pass from a receiver. We'll talk about that after the kick, which is taken at the 8. And that's Ja'Cory Mitchell to the 30. Both teams have run similar trick plays, and the difference was they were able to convert. East Ascension had the halfback pass from Chasson in the first half, and the ball was thrown over the wrong shoulder, and the receiver couldn't make the catch. That's the difference. They were able to convert, and East Ascension was not.
Blackburn went to get that ball from Collins. Collins had the big return earlier.
It was a good return, though, a ball at the 30. East Ascension's had good field position all night. Now Browning, let's see what he can do. He's going to keep it, design keeper, and there's that man again, number 10, Aiden Walker.
The first time we've seen what I would consider a quarterback run. He's run it, but that was a design quarterback run.
Yeah.
Tackle made by Nelson.
Was fortunate to get it 1 yard out of it. As Aiden Walker playing that right end spot now. Ran right into him. Tallest guy on the defensive line. Shotgun. And it's a floater intercepted to the 30, to the 20. I think that pass just went. Was it tipped or was it just something that slipped out of his hands? I think it might have just slipped. But that ball did not look right coming out of his hands.
No, it didn't. Frazier, I mean, he's the guy with the strip earlier, I think, at the 1 yard line.
They were definitely looking right, but that ball just didn't look right at all. Now we're going to have an official timeout.
Trojans take over first down on the Sporting 22-yard line.
So let's see, we have officials. Officials may be out of position and getting ready. And you see the play right there again. And it looked like they may have been going downfield. I don't see that ball deflected.
No, it wasn't hit.
Yeah.
Could have slipped. We have a little condensation on the window.
Yeah, and it rained earlier about 5:30 like we talked about. A decent amount.
You know, and the ball's probably pretty dry, and sometimes you got to have that little bit of condensation or wetness on your hand to grip the football. And maybe there was just a little bit, maybe it was a new football and a little bit too much sweat on his hand after running the football the previous couple plays.
And that was not a bad read. And that was not a dangerous pass. It was just something that slipped out of his hands. First down, and now Ash has a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. Lindsay gets it inside the 20, and they're in the red zone. East Ascension, it's been an East Ascension touchdown, followed by an Ash touchdown, followed by an East Ascension touchdown, followed by an Ash touchdown. Alexandria has not led tonight. They have a chance right now. 2nd and 5 from the 18. And there's an awkward pitch that gets them a first down.
Definitely a miscommunication on the design of that play.
Yeah.
Stop by number 20.
I think he was expecting the handoff right there and then cut outside and just tossed it to him.
First down for the Trojans.
It worked.
Got a first down.
First down at the 11.
Same play.
And gets inside the 5. I mean, if you ran it incorrectly last time and you got 5, you're going to run it correctly this time and get 6.
Yeah, you're good.
So there you see a quick pitch. Taken down by 20, Jace Campbell. 2nd down, and that time he's wrapped up in the backfield by Zachary Jupiter.
Lindsay on the carry was stuffed.
Has 17 tackles on the year. He's got a couple tonight.
Zachary Duplin.
Yeah, he came in there unblocked.
Yep. And now it's 3rd and 5. Big play.
I don't think Ash wants to kick it.
Hand off. I don't think he got the first down. It looks like he might be a foot short, but we will see. I'm looking at the far side mark.
They're going for it, Jeff.
Yep, they're going right into it. Let's keep it here.
4th down and 1.
And hand off. Did not get it. Did not get it. Who was that, 34? Isom?
Lindsey Stuff, number 34.
Yep. He came off a couple blocks, Jeff.
Yep. The linebackers, they go with the 4-2 tonight with Jupiter and Isom, and they've been very aggressive and played great football tonight.
I think Lindsey saw a hole, Jeff, but Isom did a great job of not getting caught in the trash, was able to use his hands, get off his defensive lineman, and get right in the hole and made a great play.
And now we saw this in the second quarter after the long pass to Chasson, but this time East Ascension's in the shadows of their own end zone. Handoff. Ooh, slippery. Loses a yard.
Wilson
on no contact. Wilson just lost his footing.
Yep.
Caught a break. You don't want to slip in the end zone right there. As we mentioned, in the second quarter, Ash was in this position at the 1 yard line. Now in the fourth quarter, it's East Ascension after a stop.
Ash went up top on first down after that.
Yeah.
After that turnover.
I remember that. There's a handoff, and that is, I believe, Brennan Thompson.
Yep, and hit by Walker.
Yep. There's that guy again, Aiden Walker.
Walker on the tackle.
I got a feeling
Picks up
he's going to be playing
the 3rd and
on the
8
college level next year.
From the 4 yard line.
Third down and 8. Out the end zone, pressure, rolls out, gets rid of it, caught, close. I think he's short.
Wow.
That's ooh.
Great job right there
Yeah, he did a good job. Found his guy.
Pulled down for the spot.
Dangerous. Kerrick Gaines was close to it.
Well, that was close.
Yep. And on 4th down, they're going for it, or at least they're going to show. But they're at the hydration break, so that may be the reason why they do that.
That was a good call by Donnell not to run the punt team out there.
Yep.
Knowing the hydration break was coming, you got to almost bet every nickel you got in your pocket, Jeff, that they're going to punt the football.
So on the hydration break, let's go to the middle school scoreboard, which we have not talked about tonight. Coach Swack's favorite category. As we're going to see the scores popping up on our screen in just a moment. Games are played Thursday. Last night, Lake beats Dutchtown 16-6. Prairieville over Lowry 32-6. Gonzales 20-0 over Bluff. Central 32, Santa Maria 20, and St. James over Galvez 32-14.
So Galvez went and found a game.
Yep. Well, Coach Swack's not going to. That's his boys out there. He's going to find an opponent. And now they decide to punt. Good snap. And off the side of his foot. So the ball's going to be inside the 30. Earlier in this fourth quarter, you had the turnover on the interception on a ball that slipped out of Hudson Browning's hands. East Ascension didn't give up any points on that drive, but the remnants of that drive is that they're still getting great field position right here. because they were able to pin East Ascension back after they turned it over on downs, Coach.
Yeah, well, it's been big plays. A lot of the scoring, it wasn't 1 yard runs.
Nope. A lot of passing. You had the one touchdown as they jumped.
Nope, didn't call it.
No penalty. You had the one short touchdown by Lindsey, 5-yarder. Everything else has been in the air on both sides. And this is a nice run and threads the needle and scores. And Ash has their first lead of the night. 5:49 in the fourth. And he found that hole and he attacked it.
Yep. Looks like he's trying to go outside, Jeff. He sticks that right foot in the ground and gets north-south. And East Ascension did a good job of stringing it out. But too many people got play side, and he was able to cut it back.
So now the important extra point by Van Dyke to make it 21-14 on the way.
Got to believe there's more points coming in this game too, Jeff.
I agree. I heard a whistle. I don't think this is going to count. Offsides, East Ascension. So it's going to be declined, so it does count. And so the point is good, so it's 21-14 Ash with the lead, 5:49 left to go. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
This baby will get your heart racing as much as your slick new devices do. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev. Internet speed so fast, you're going to need seatbelts for your sofa. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev.
So it's 21-14. While we were in commercial break, they decided that they had to kick it again. And so that's the extra point that was. And so now it's 21-14. So after the short punt by Gotro, you have the 28-yard touchdown run by J.T. Lindsey, and now Ash has their first lead of the night. Now East Ascension has their backs against the wall.
Jeff, East Ascension 0-3, 5:49 in the game. Wasn't that long ago they were up 14-7 in this game. The next 5:49 will kind of determine how their practice goes next week, I would think.
Yep.
That's Collins.
From the 3. Slips, gets back up. Oh, hard hit. 25-yard line.
Great job by 17 for Ash. He's the contained guy in the areas. He's just waiting for him.
Cortez Simon.
And then 23, I think, was the one that kind of finished him off.
23, that's Crenshaw. Yep. Sanamaw has taken the lead against Opelousas, 28-22, 5:24 left to go. So we've got two great ones on Rev. So whichever one you're watching, watch the other one on TV or watch it on the stream, because we got some games that are going down to the wire this week. Look, the best week of action so far.
Look for that seam route to come back, Jeff.
Yeah, they got that 22 in that spot right there at safety. This time they go with the go, and it's too far.
They try to run Thompson out of the roll left, run Thompson back out the backfield on a somewhat of a rail go route. And great job by Alexandria to make sure they have that covered. I think it was 14 staying home. Got to look for Chassaw soon, Jeff.
Yeah, that was Tristan Layfield, linebacker, that was helping out in that coverage. And there's the handoff. And good open field tackling. Marion Ford, number 5, in that middle linebacker spot, holds him to a 2-yard gain.
Stop was made by number 8.
Ash is excited. They're trying to get the fan base who took the 2-hour drive.
I'll note
fired up.
Jeff, I'll note say 5, Omarion Ford is the best defensive player. He must be a pretty good player because Walker has been outstanding. Yeah. Frazier has been outstanding.
Jeffers Wright's pretty good too as well. Third down, man in motion, fake, deep pass downfield, nobody home. I think Chasson was there, but he stopped his route at about the 35.
Pass is intended for number 8, Chasson, falls incomplete.
So that's going to bring up fourth down. And a punting situation. Yep, the punting unit is coming in. So they got to hope for a defensive stop, which is easier said than done with JT Lindsay on the field.
Caden Gotro in the front for the Spartans. Back deep for the
So we're going to
Trojans
see Gotro
Darius
punt.
Washington.
On the last punt, Gotro hit it off the side of his foot, gave Ash great field position, and they took advantage of the opportunity.
Well, another 10 yards or 15 yards, and I would have thought maybe EA had a chance to fake this, but.
Good punt, fair catch, Darius Washington.
Bad catch was made.
So 4:40 left to go. East Ascension has 3 timeouts left to go.
First down for the Trojans.
And so
Their own 45-yard line.
that's got to start to go into the back of your head and figure out when you're going to use those, because East Ascension, with a first down on this drive, could run up to 2 minutes off the clock. And then, so realistically, you could be 2 first downs from winning the game.
Well, East Ascension, while their offensive strategy is kind of pound the football with Thompson and Washington, and then go for a big play. Man.
Yeah, we're going to see if they abandon that hurry-up offense, because you don't want to do that right here. They're still throwing complete. That's Scott.
They like that play, Jeff. That's about the 4th time they ran that today.
Yeah, that was the first pass they attempted, resulted in a sack.
Scott on reception, he was tackled by Stanger.
You see the play, and that's Tanner Stanger, I believe.
Now Mingo's playing in the slot right here.
2nd and 8. And now they're taking their time. They're going to let that clock run 16-15. You don't want to go out of your traditional offense, what you like to do, but you got to run clock right here, Coach.
Yeah, well, I think Ash has gotten their best players on the field, and one of them's touching it right now.
Yep, and that's the first down, and so JT Lindsay might have got that a little premature, though. They might still be 2 first downs away from sealing it. But now with 3:45 left to go, you got to think that East Ascension may start using their timeouts right now after this play on first down.
I'm looking at Alexandria on offense, and you got Scott and Washington kind of been their go-to guys on when they throw the football. Mingo's in the game, coming over from the defensive side. We talked about Lindsay all night long. Mm-hmm. Their offensive linemen look pretty solid up front.
This is a good football team, for sure. Handoff up the middle, and he's going to get about 4. It's going to be 2nd and medium. Does East Ascension opt for a timeout?
By number 42.
Looks like no.
Mervin
2:58
Regas.
and running. So 2nd and medium, 2nd about a long 5.
Be under 225 when this ball's snapped.
They are still looking around. 10, 9 on the play clock. Down to 5. Now they're going to get ready. 2, 1. They get it off at 1, and a quarterback keeper, no way. As the defender loses his helmet, that's Hobdy. Do they call a timeout here?
Yeah.
Wow.
They do not.
That was a collision.
Yep.
Feaster on the carry.
Hobdy did a great job right there.
23, Joseph Hobdy.
So the clock running, 2:22 left to go in this ball game.
That was a great play.
Bring up a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5 for the Trojans from the Spartan 33-yard line.
After this play, the clock's going to be down to about 1:45. East Ascension has all 3 timeouts left. They have to get a stop right here because Alexandria may not be able to run out the clock on another series of downs, but they could get it well inside of a minute and pin East Ascension back. And they're going to just run it down, and they're going to call their own timeout. And so we'll keep it here as Ash calls their timeout. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the top 10, which we haven't looked at from Class 5A.
We saw EA's schedule, Jeff. We looked at half of it.
Pretty much. As when you look at it, it's John Curtis and Edna Carr. So you got the New Orleans area at 1 and 2, and then you got EA's schedule, Destrehan and Zachary. Now, and then you got West Monroe at 8. So yeah, they're all there. Ruston, that's in the district with Ash, as well as West Monroe. Karen Crow 3-0. Catholic is 1 and 2, but they did get the win from a couple of weeks ago because Warren Easton had to forfeit that win. So they did get a win there. So they actually have 2 wins, I believe, now, technically. Acadiana and St. Aug.
I hadn't heard Warren Easton had the ball.
Yeah, Warren Easton had, they've been dealing with all kind of issues. A lot of teams from New Orleans. You have same thing with Carver.
Karen Crow, the house that Kevin Falk built, coming back.
Yep. They left for a little while, but they're back. They dropped down to 4A for a while. Now they're back in 5A, and now they're solid again.
They beat Alexandria week 1.
Yep. Oh, they're good. 3rd and 5. Breaks a tackle. That might be a first down. It is a first down. And now East Ascension's got to call all 3 timeouts.
Well, they had to call one before the first down call, so which means they won't be able to call one after 3rd down.
Right. But so they'll be able to run the ball about to 40 to 30 seconds without a first down. And at this point, the first down on this series of downs ends it. So that's so now it's up to the defense. The defense needs a turnover, to be honest with you, because if you can run the clock down to about 40 to 30 seconds and you make East Ascension go about 75 yards downfield, that's going to be hard to do. Browning has improved a lot, but that's a lot to ask of a young sophomore quarterback against a good defense.
Yeah, he's not got much time. Lindsey been toting the rock, Jeff, since early in the ball game.
Yep, he's got to be exhausted.
30 carries.
That's got to be at least 30 carries. He better get his own seat on the bus tonight.
Yep.
That's a long drive back.
I see old yellows, so I don't think they traveled in charters.
Yep. And there he is again, and he's got a second win because he kind of disappeared in the 3rd quarter, and now in the 4th quarter he's kind of taking charge of this ball game. He gets about 6 right there as East Ascension calls a timeout. I want to go now and talk about the schedule for next week because we got to talk about that again because there may be some confusion next week because we were supposed to cover 2 games, and now it looks like we're going to be covering 1 as the Carver Dutchtown game has been postponed because Carver had to forfeit their schedule. So now instead of Carver, Dutchtown, and Jefferson Rise at Santa Maria, it looks like we're just going to be covering Jefferson Rise at Santa Maria in 2 weeks at Santa Maria at EA, and that's a standalone game as well, as it should be. And then you have the Ascension Swim Meet. That's going to be during the middle of the week. So all that's going to be on YouTube, Rev Sports 1, Rev Sports 2, replayed on Rev TV 4.
Like and subscribe.
Yep. Now, still have not found out who Dutchtown will be playing next week. They can't have 2 open dates in a row. they could. I mean, obviously they can, but they're going to schedule somebody because they need to get on the field next week.
Well, they would like to schedule somebody, but you got to have somebody willing to play.
Yep.
If you can find somebody else that was off this week that's off next week, then both teams would be a little desperate to play.
Right. And that is going to be the ball game right there. You can stop at one time. Clock stops with the chains moving at 126.
Pick up of about 12.
But East Ascension cannot get the ball at this point. You can take a knee.
For the Trojans.
And so far, okay, they did call a timeout. So that's going to wrap things up most likely, as at this point, Ash is going to have to take a knee to win this ball game. East Ascension tried very hard tonight, and they had a great game. They had a great game plan. Hudson Browning looked great tonight, had 2 touchdowns. But you had the interception that just slipped out of his hands, and then they made the stop at the goal line to keep him out the end zone, but then you had the punt that was hit off the side of the foot and then put that up inside the 30, and he scored on the next play.
Yeah, that's Browning's first turnover of the season.
Yep. And it came at the worst possible time for the results of this game. So East Ascension is going to drop to 0-4. The best 0-4 team in the state. I think we can say that with absolute confidence. This East Ascension team might be 0-4 right now, and they might be 4-5 going into Week 10, and they'll probably be still playing for the district championship. We talked about that.
Yep. And Ash is going to be 2-2, Jeff, and I don't know where they're going to finish in that district, but
they're going to be in the postseason. They might be 4-5 and 5-5 with the schedule that they play, but they're going to be a good team in the postseason. They have been lately. They're well coached. They have Superdome experience. Maybe not with the players on the field, but with the coaching staff.
Yeah. Well, that bus ride to Alexandria is going to be a little nicer after a victory.
Yeah. Probably wasn't a fun ride down if they don't have air conditioning on those things, because it's rough out there. But I tell you what, if JT Lindsay wants 2 seats tonight on that ride home, you give it to JT Lindsay, because he owned this ball game. He was the difference. Defense played great, but if you're going to give the game ball to anybody, it's Lindsay.
Lindsay, Walker.
E.J. Scott with the long touchdown.
Frazier.
But on the other side, great job tonight by the Spartans, even though it ends up a losing effort, as Browning had maybe his best game of the season with a couple of touchdown passes.
Thompson playing both ways.
Yep.
Came into the game with 2 yards.
Yep. We're going to see East Ascension 2-3 more times this season, and I think we're going to hear a lot from them. And I think you're going to see some wins in the very near future. Just not tonight, as Ash defeats East Ascension by a score of 21-14. And we won't see them next week, as next week we're going to have homecoming at Sanamaw, Jefferson Rise versus Sanamaw. And one more reminder, Dutchtown and Carver has been canceled because Carver has forfeited their season, so that will not be one of our Rev games of the week next week. So Jefferson Rise at Sanamaw. I'll be out there with Coach Swack, our first game this season. So I'm looking forward to joining Coach Swack for the first time this season. Pat, it's been a great 3 weeks, man. Always fun to do it with you.
I've enjoyed it. And we've seen some different types of games, but good football games nonetheless, whether it's defense, offense, or a combination of both.
This was a thriller. Great offensive play. Very aggressive, great athletes on the field tonight, and Ash comes out on top. That's going to wrap up our broadcast for tonight. Again, our final score, Ash 21, East Ascension 14. You have been watching the Rev Game of the Week.